Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here,
And BlueDragonFive.
and tonight we're talk we're talking Mrs. Bates, the show where we check into the Bates Motel.
But we don't always check out.
Yes. Oh, 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 oh. Okay. Norman Bates cry. I'm sorry. Oh, yes. Season 2, Episode 10, the season finale, entitled The Immutable Truth.
Bum
Oh,
bum
boy.
bum.
Oh, and Immutable, it was BlueDragonFive. Oh, what an episode. This was just great, don't you think?
Oh yeah, it was. It was a great episode. Let
Like,
me ask you this, right off the bat.
yeah.
Better than the season 1 finale?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, no question. Yeah, I thought this really hit it out of the park. I thought the season 1 finale was okay. I thought the whole Blair Watson cliffhanger was a little just like, oh, look, it's like the obligatory, like, oh my god, who done it? You know what I mean? I thought it was a tiny bit on the cliche side. I mean, there were a couple really good moments in it.
Well, it's like the plant from Breaking Bad.
Right, sure. But but with this episode, oh yeah, of course I forget. But but with this episode, BlueDragonFive, I really feel like they just, and of course we'll get all into it, but I really feel like they did a great job of just tying up every little loose story thread in season 2. And going forward, it's nice because they didn't, oddly enough, we'll talk about this, but they didn't really leave it on that much of a cliffhanger. They just sort of left it like, okay, these are where the characters are at now. And oh boy, where's it going to go from here? So, speaking of Breaking Bad, kind of reminded me of the season 4 cliffhanger in that way. Like, nothing really too immediate, but just sort of like, oh god, like, what does this mean for the characters going forward? So, alright, so with that in mind, I think it's clear to say that you and me, I actually really think, these last 3 episodes in a row, I mean, this show's done a spectacular job. Really, to tell you the truth, the only episode I thought that was a little slow in this last stretch was Presumed Innocent, which was, I think, episode
7, I think.
Episode 7, yeah, episode 7.
Should be 7, yeah.
And Presumed Innocent, I mean, that was still a good episode. It was just kind of bridging the gap between the Cody storyline and the Endgame storyline, but even that had some very solid moments in it. So just overall, I think it's not. I don't even have a doubt in my mind. I think this was a stronger season overall than season 1.
Well, remember Remember the episode 7. It provides us 2 big important things. Cody's whole thing moves our story forward, and of course the death of Cody's father motivates the discovery that Norman didn't
Sure.
sleep with Blair Watson.
But that's what I'm saying, is that really that episode is kind of less a standalone episode and more just kind of like, okay, we have to go from this point to this point. But I digress. We could count down the episodes all day and compare and contrast. But
well, we've done that. That was season 1.
Yes. And I'm sure we'll do it for season 2 at some point. A whole season 2 review. But with everything said, do you want to get into the synopsis for the final episode of Bates Motel season 2? Oh,
sure.
BlueDragonFive feels like the end of an era. Oh, it's sad.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it, my friend.
All right. Okay, well, previously on Bates Motel. So, in essence, Nick Ford, he put Norman in the box. Norman not too happy about it. Dylan killed Nick Ford looking for Norman and didn't get many answers out of him, and then he was fleeing out of the place. Again, Nick Ford, terrible security team, by the way.
Yeah, I really noticed that more this episode than I did last episode, but we can get into that.
Right. Then we have Romero. Romero's off to save Norman after he hears that Norman's been captured by Nick Ford. And Romero also itching to interrogate Norman with the lie detector test. That threat's looming. That's going to pay off. Also, Norman, at the end of last episode, had a huge revelation. He discovered that he was the one that killed Miss Watson. He remembers in the box, he blacks out, he remembers, I'm the one who killed my Miss Watson. My God, no!
No!
Poor Norman. It has like a crawl space-like shot at the end.
Yes, yes. All right, now, correct me if I'm wrong, BlueDragonFive. Was the whole, who am I, mother? Who am I, and what do I do? Was that whole scene in this recap as well?
Well, to be honest with you, I think this recap didn't really have a lot of. It was just more focused on stuff we know about Norman and the Blackets. They didn't really get that much into the plot. What happened last time?
Okay, but do we get that clip?
I think so. I can't recall though. I can't be sure of it though.
I'm pretty sure because I've been keeping track of this, and ever since that clip happened, they've used that damn clip on every single recap.
However,
throughout the rest of the season.
True, but I don't know. I get the sense that I don't think they used it for this episode.
I don't know. We'll have to go back and look to clarify.
Yeah. The thing is, so the recaps aren't. I hate to pat myself in the back here, but I think I do better recaps than them.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Recaps in general are kind of just. They're.
Anyway,
they could be a mixed bag. But
two things I want to mention real quick.
Okay.
That I didn't get to mention last episode. That I just was rewatching the episode. Last episode. There's this really great shot. If you watch last episode, Tiki, right when Norman makes the discovery, you'll notice there's this brief shot where Norman he fades into his mother. And I can't be certain of it, but it almost looks like as if maybe Freddie Homer was wearing the wig or not. I can't be certain, but regardless, it's a really neat shot. It looks like it's like the perfect molding of a shot of Norman and his mother, like they're laid over each other.
Okay.
Even like this really great shot. You gotta watch it in that last episode at the ending, but during the big revelation when Miss Watson gets killed, you'll notice like a shot.
Right. Oh God, yeah, I've been meaning to check out that scene again.
So
there's just all kinds of crazy imagery.
Yeah. And same scene. Brief thing I want to mention. I want you to keep a look at it for. Is it just me, or does the knife change when he kills Miss Watson?
I don't know. I'd have to go back and look.
Because it looks like it's like a taxidermy knife when he's washing in the sink. Yet it looks like it's a straight edge when he's actually killing her. And
okay, I just went back and watched the Who Am I and What Do I Do is in fact in the recap.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, but yeah, that actually kind of brings back a point I had with the knife thing. Is where the hell did the knife come from to begin with?
Well, your taxidermy theory is probably the best thing I got in reason for that.
Right, but yeah.
Or just a pocket knife, you know? Kids like pocket knives, I guess. I don't know. Right. Anyway, yes, okay, now we're on the episode. Now we're on the synopsis. Okay, so Romero, driving to save Norman, going to visit Nick Ford's property, he finds Dylan fleeing, and, basically it leads to an awesome Dylan-Romero team-up.
Oh, hell yeah.
Get in the car. And I like how Dylan says, this is going to be very important towards the end of the episode, Dylan says, he's laying out the facts, he's being rational about things. I killed Nick Ford, and he has my brother. I didn't get a location. This is going to be in the car.
Oh, I love the way they set up Dylan, but
I love how it ends with. I love Romero and Dylan being paired up. I love how it ends in this episode. We'll get to that.
Of course.
Then they approach the Ford property, and Romero goes in there. He's looking. The big thing I had that I was just kind of questioning is, where are all the henchmen? I mean, that's a very good point.
Yeah, I know. Again, I picked up on that more this episode than last, because it's like. You're right, the henchmen are like all around him in the scene with Dylan, and then all of a sudden, Dylan hits him with a freaking fireplace thing.
It's like when Gus killed the cartel. Remember, it's just all the women and the servants are around, but still all the guards are dead.
Well, I thought when Gus killed the cartel, it was he poisoned them all.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, he poisoned them all, then all the women ran away. What I mean is, like, how the women ran away is how the security ran away.
Oh, okay, yeah. But, yeah, I don't know.
The point is, Romero has this line where he catches one of them, like, they're on the he goes inside Ford's mansion. He's finding Ford's dead body. He says this guy's like looting Ford's office or something. Say no honor among thieves, huh? And basically asking for Norman's location.
We find out that this guy is, in fact, not Eric.
Yes.
Eric is still at large, I guess. Oh, yeah. Eric.
Again, if that is Eric, you need to check the credits for that.
Well, no, he said his name was something other than Eric.
Well, I mean, this guy, but was it the same guy from last episode?
I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, it was the main guy who was handling Norman in the box. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
Okay, I couldn't recall that if it was the same guy.
I think I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was the same guy who picked up the pearls and everything.
Right. As I know, this guy did have a different name. You're right about that. But okay, anyway, so yeah, you're right. Essentially, yeah, all the henchmen are gone. They're really cowardly, so they run away after. So they find their dead boss, the guy who signs their checks, and they're not even ticked off about it. They just want to get out of there.
It's really one of the more fail security teams I've seen.
It
kind of makes Nick Ford's death a bit of a joke, which is a shame because Nick Ford was a decent villain.
I was expecting like Dylan to make an escape, or at least make a real effort to save Norman.
Yeah, right.
Or like Romero to come in barreling there with a shotgun shooting them, you know?
Oh, well, Romero does have some.
Well, let's get into that. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, this kind of raises the question I brought up, and I still kind of pose it to you because it's still unclear. They ride up on the Nick Ford's property to investigate Ford and get some answers to Norman's location. Now, Norman is within a pot field.
Uh-huh.
Now the question is that on the same property or not? What do you think?
I don't like. What did it show? Did it show?
Okay, they get a location from the guy, then it just cuts to them running in the.
Okay, so they get a location. So I don't know. I don't know. It's a little unclear.
He could have said it was on the premises or not. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a huge premises and it's on there. I'm not sure.
I don't really think it matters that
because
much.
It's like that one guy who found the pearls. It was fake Eric. He brought
us. Where are you, Eric?
I mean, he brought Nick Ford the pearls.
Your importance to the story is fading.
Yeah. I thought like they're on the same premises. Otherwise, he could have just driven there and given the pearls.
Oh, God. Oh, it is funny going back and watching our analysis of the first episode of the season because we were wrong about so many things.
Yeah,
Eric was going to be like the main antagonist of this.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Well, anyway, continuing. So yeah, again, the men flee after Ford dies. Really cowardly, sucky henchmen. Then we get one of my favorite scenes of the episode, by the way. One of 3 favorite scenes.
Yeah.
I love the Norman rescue, and just to kind of prerequisite this, get your coins ready, fella.
Oh yeah.
Okay, because as Tiki pointed out, Dylan actually gets Norman's a very popular phrase because Dylan gets to say it several times, 8 times if I'm correct.
Yes, I did count.
We're going to treat you to 8 different Normans, or at least 8 Normans.
You guys ready?
Ready? Okay, let's just, 1, 2... Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
4 Norman.
6. 7 from this episode. Sorry.
All right. I think I might have lost track on your end, but whatever. There's 8 coins in the jar, so okay. So yes, Dylan, in fact, I believe, breaks the record for the most Normans in a row. Norman! Oh, God. And then I also counted, Norman also shouts, Dylan! 3 times.
Tiki, you're missing some coinage here.
Oh. Okay,
I can't remember.
Let's call it 3, I guess.
Alright.
So,
oh yeah, you're right too.
Should we throw in 3 for the 3 Dylans that No, okay.
If we get 4 Dylans next season, then we'll count it. But otherwise, we got to have the Dylan Bruce Wayne jar next season, though.
Yes, we do. Oh, speaking of which, my friend, we need to talk about that. We need to do something about that because
the jar.
No. Gotham.
Oh, right. Okay,
because there are things to talk about with that.
There are things to talk about, but not here.
No, not here. This is not the time or place for that.
Anyway, so yeah, one of my favorite scenes, I love the Norman rescue scene, because it's really just, it's like these two characters get separated and they kind of wanted to reunite, even though things been getting in the way.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan and Norman, just you see the struggle that's kind of been between the two, and now they're kind of, it's like the Norman's been through so much in the last episode, you know, he's been captured, he's put in this box, reject the psychological torture. Well, his own psychological torture.
Yeah, I'd argue a mix of his own and, and being trapped in a box is psychological torture unto itself, but I digress.
It's such like a triumphant moment in which you really is, oh, come on, you gotta find him, Romero and Dylan, come on, team. And they find him, it's like you're just rooting, because Norman's been through so much, he keeps yelling for, like, is anyone there?
Yeah, like that's basically all he was doing, like the whole last episode.
I know, we've been really, we saw him put through all that punishment, and now it's finally he gets saved, and by his brother nonetheless. The guy's been always there for him, and when it really comes down to it, Dylan's ready to die for Norman if he has to.
Oh yeah, I think he proved it for sure.
Oh, he did. Dylan's an A-OK guy, that Dylan. He comes there, and I love this, the simple scene of the brothers reuniting, and like he's holding Norman in his arms. It's like, he's like the ultimate. It's a wordless thank you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's a really nice moment. Romero was there, too, to be awesome.
Of course, because Romero just standing there getting coffee is awesome. So
yeah, I'm just saying, Romero also helped, and Romero's got his ties to Norman too, which I think will be explored next season also.
Oh God, I can't wait. Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. Regardless, it was really nice seeing these two guys. They helped. They saved Norman. It was a nice simple scene, just them saving Norman. Just you feel like just this wash of relief, of like, yeah, they saved him. Good for it. It was like an uplifting opening, even though it's going to be like darkness behind it later on.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they saved Norman. The brothers have reunited, even though it's under dark circumstances.
Well, yeah, that's also just a kudos to Max Theodoro, if that is in fact Therio. You did.
It's either I've heard it pronounced like Therio.
My Spanish L roll or R roll Therio. Okay, Max Theodoro. Credit to his performance, because he goes through a lot of emotion in the scene. It's like he's happy that his brother's alive, but he just knows the psychological state he's in and the crap he's going to be subjected to. So it's like, it's very bittersweet at the same time, in spite being really uplifting.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really describe it. I love that moment where just Dylan has come through for Norman. They've been divided all this time over the circumstances of the family, and these two don't have anything against each other. It's more just about Norma. Right. And the mother kind of coming between the boys, and that's kind of what their lives been about. Norma kind of shaping their lives. And I like how it has a really nice payoff right there. And it's kind of like, I got you, Norman. I'm here for you, buddy.
Yeah,
it's a nice
sure.
Just that Dylan brings it this episode. Max Therio, he brings it this episode really well.
He really does, and he beat the odds of our survival ratings. That's for sure.
No, but it got dicey at times.
Got dicey, but we'll get into that. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so then we, the family is now reunited. So then we see at the hospital, Norman visits Norman. He can barely keep his eyes open. Even I don't even think he opens his eyes. Talking to Norman, saying, "Mother, I have something I need to tell you." Says, "No, not here, Norman."
No. Just let the drugs do their work. Just get that out of your head.
But first of all, I just love the shot. Speaking of Dylan, I love how Dylan's kind of in between, then he's faded out, just kind of showing the main issue
right. I
with his
noticed
family.
that. Yeah. Like even though he's back in the fold, he's still kind of in the background of this perverse relationship going on.
Yeah. Exactly. Plus, that's this whole thing of the season that he's kind of been the afterthought. Norm is always focused on Norman, and that Dylan feels left out because he's the child of this dark product.
Yeah, for sure.
He's
Oh,
the product of this like dark relationship.
And now that he's officially survived the season, I think it's safe to say that next season we're going to be seeing some of his questioning his own biological origins, if you will.
I would argue, I think,
wrong with me?
To be honest with you, I would argue, just real briefly, before we really get into it, I'd argue, I think he's going to take, Norma story status next season.
Okay, interesting. Huh.
In terms, I think he's going to be the major B story in next season.
Right, okay.
Anyway, so I was trying to think where it was here. Oh, yeah, so yeah, Dylan's kind of in the back and things kind of faded out, and then it's it just had this whole conflict that he wants to be included, he feels isolated because he was the product of that darkness. Anyway, so again, Norman, he's waking up, he's trying to tell Norman, Arthur, I have something to tell you. He says, when I was in the box, I learned something. He says, no, not right now. Again, she's trying to hide this discovery because really she doesn't know for certain what it is, but she's still trying to hide her fears.
It's a good strategy, though. It's in the hospital, it's no, just get some sleep, Norman. It'll get out of your head.
But
because at this point he has been through a lot, so I think she knows the polygraph is coming up. So the most she can hope for is that his mind is scrambled enough to where it can't piece together what actually happened.
I like that strategy for her. I like how she kind of tries to write it off as a dream. Oh, they're just bad dreams.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Also, I kind of like how it kind of pays off that moment we got with her last scene where she says, I'm here, Norman, I'm here for you. Whenever you can always just hear the sound of my voice because we're the same person.
Oh, yeah.
She had that last, and that comes back big time, but I like how that's the first voice he really hears aside from his rescuers, his mother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a nice little bit there, kind of. And then just kind of move on to the next scene where Nora really needs to work on her excuses. Says Norman's coming home from the hospital. His hands are bandaged up.
Oh my God, this is ridiculous.
I'm just saying, visually looking at Norman, he's been through a heck, and his hands are taped up, presumably bleeding. And this, Emma says, "Oh, so you found Norman? Where was he? What's wrong with him? He's okay?" He says, "No, he's just got the stomach flu." Emma says, "Well, you couldn't find him last episode."
Well, yeah, I found him, and he had the stomach.
I'm sorry, I'm just imagining in my head if Emma said, I would love it if Emma broke the fourth wall.
I love the camera. The cinematography in this scene is just spot on because, it's following Norman, and then Emma is just in the background. It's as they get closer up the stairs, Emma gets further away.
This season, I gotta say, overall with this season, just right now, it has some of the best directing and, again, cinematography, as you just said. In this season, a lot of well-crafted shots and just visually communicating story.
Yeah,
love it.
Sure.
It's fantastic, and the shots like that are great. But as I just mentioned with Dylan, too.
She's really going to have an interesting story coming up in Season 3, I think. I think, really, this episode...
Hold it off.
Well, just let me say, I think, really, this episode, instead of providing some big, over-the-top, oh my god, cliffhanger, what this episode did really well was kind of just lay the groundwork for where everyone's going to be in the new season.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of the main cliffhanger, and I really like that.
I also like that. I think it's more emotionally charged than action charged, but more on that later.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But, anyway, sorry, just real quick, I was going to say something that was funny. It would be hilarious in my mind if Emma could break the fourth wall and just kind of mention how she's been mentioning lately how she's been kind of left out of things. Like, well, you told me you couldn't find him last episode.
I honestly thought that the Romero scene between her and Romero last episode was almost wall breaking.
Yeah. I think it could be funny if you just, I don't know, it's an idea in my life, she said episode. I think they should do it, I'm just saying it'd be funny in my mind. Anyway, yeah, but I like that she just calls her on that. Well, you were missing last episode. Now he has the stomach flu? Yeah, he just has the stomach flu. And I like how Nora's just kind of, Nora's just giving telling Norman the situation. So, Emma, she's sick and tired of being left out of things. And I'm not saying she's wrong, but, we can't let her into this.
Oh, God.
Also, I want to point something out about this episode with Vera Farmiga's performance. Again, love
Yeah.
Vera Farmiga. She does a wonderful job, and especially in this episode, because I think this whole episode, for the most part in this episode, at times, but for the most part, if not the whole episode, she becomes, and I think we're going to get more of this season 3, becomes like the Norma Bates that's going to cement herself in Norman's mind.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure.
Like
for sure.
when I say that, like the prime example being the one that says in his mind in the season 1 finale, when it says, "Norman, you know what you have to do."
You know what you have to do. Yeah.
Essentially, that's perfect Norma Bates. It's going to be cemented in his mind. I think we get more of that this whole episode. And like right here, when she basically just says blatantly, it's like Norma Bates giving her manipulation talk. It's like the ultimate. I guess that's manipulative Norma is basically the other name for it. Where she's just saying, well, this is the situation, Norman. You know, Emma, she wants to know. We can't tell her. Obviously, we can't. Again, she's really manipulative in that respect.
Right. Right.
But I like how they infuse kind of genuine emotion with that.
Well, that's always kind of been Norma's thing. I mean, especially
Exactly.
in dealing with Emma, you know what I mean? Because she does have such an emotional attachment to the poor girl, and yet Emma, above anyone else, I'd argue, Norma kind of uses as a pawn. You know what I mean? In her little chess game to control Norman.
I mean, overall, I'm just saying that's what makes, for the show in total.
Right, right.
Just saying that, you know, basically we could just have a really unlikable mother, but they actually infuse her with emotion, so we're actually rooting for the psycho.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's what makes the show what... I mean, if Norma Bates was just the straight-up villain of this show, and I honestly thought that was the direction they were going to go the first couple episodes when I was first watching Season 1. But I think if they would have gone that direction, I don't think this show would have as much of a, you know, of a potential for really long legs as it currently does, because I feel like the show's just hitting its stride.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's funny. The show is in black and white, yet it's gray like the movie.
Yep. Yeah, indeed. Indeed.
But, anyway, so, yeah, very lame flu excuse. 'Cause, I mean, look at Norman's hands. How do you explain that with the stomach flu?
I mean, you could have at least said, like, oh, yeah, he was lost in the woods and he fell and he had to go to the hospital to get his arms bandaged. You know, it's like, at least come up with something that matches the obvious injury. Yeah. Oh, Norma. Oh, God. Oh, kids, never lie about being sick. It never works. Oh, God.
But, yeah, a moment I really like is that, I can't remember, remind me, Tiki, right after that scene, when he's walked to the house, is he immediately in bed, or is he like in bed, Norma's by his bedside, if I'm correct?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, because the thing here is, I just like how you see how Norma deeply does care about Norman, and he's been through this huge ordeal, and he's rushing him to bed, and then she says, I'm going to grocery shop, you want anything? Says, no. Because Norman's mind's just thinking how to break the news to her. Anyway, so then we get Norma grocery shopping. You know, that could be an episode in itself. Norma goes grocery shopping.
Oh, yes. That would be like the Fly of Bates Motel. Oh, wait, that was the Norma.
Actually, no, it would. Well, if we did a Fly type episode, it would be... It wouldn't be so much just her going grocery shopping. It would just be her shopping, and maybe Emma would be along for the ride. It's like her shopping day. We've seen a glimpse of that with them going on patrol, staking out.
Yeah. Okay, but this was actually one of my favorite scenes of the episode.
Well, okay. Well, in this scene, essentially, Norma goes grocery shopping, and she's getting a pot roast for Norman. I think it's a pot roast. Anyway, she gets food, and Christine's there, just casually passing her by.
Oh, long comes Christine. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if this is just them tying it up, or I trust they're going to pay this off in season 3.
I honestly hope they do. I mean, I know there's some people who really kind of don't like the whole Christine and George thing. I always kind of got into it. I mean, with George, you have that great dynamic with Norman, where it's like, you know, of course, that's where some of Freddie Highmore's best acting of the season comes in. You know, it's like we've talked about it a lot. Yeah. You know, where when George and Norman are in a room together, it's just like absolutely.
You know what I'd like to see?
What?
it's a little late for it. My next season, well, given how this encounter goes, I'm not sure we're gonna get it, but what could be kind of neat is if Emma gets closer with Norman, as I foretell for season 3. It would be nice if, like, in response to that, Emma takes an immediate dislike to Christine.
Well, how would Christine, like, still be in the picture?
That's the thing. I mean, I'm saying, like, if somehow they patch it up or they're involved, or if Emma somehow has a scene with Christine.
It's funny because my initial kind of prediction for where season 3 was going to go, the one thing I had in my head was, like, they're building up this whole dislike between Norman and George so much. Wouldn't it be great if at the start of season 3, Norma and George were actually living together, and that's just making Norman's life a living frickin' hell. Yeah. So I don't think that's gonna happen, but oh man.
But I'm just saying, like, even if they don't patch things up, which probably they won't, but regardless, if Emma, like, is gonna be more prone, which of course she's going to be. At least I hope she's going to be. The point is, like, Emma next season, it'd be nice to see, like, Emma, like, have an immediate distaste for Christine.
Yeah, I honestly, I think Christine's role next season, if she's going to even be there, I think is going to be the person who really gets the bypass put in motion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's like, I gave you power, I will take away your power. Sort of that sort of thing. Which she already hinted at.
Yeah. I would hope there's still something deeper about Christine.
Well, it's interesting because it's like, I kind of feel like this whole Christine thing, like, I kind of dig the storyline, man, because it really, I feel like there's no clear right or wrong in this sort of situation because, yeah, Norma did go off on George. She definitely said some things that, you know, that she didn't mean, that she shouldn't have said, and whatever, you know, we've all been there. Christine, I think, took it way too personally. On the other hand, however, you know, it's like Christine, she had some good points about, you know, all Christine ever wanted to do was, you know, kind of be nice to Norma and support Norma. So I don't know. But then again, George was being forced upon Norma. So to me, it just kind of felt very much like how a real-world friendship and dynamic would play out. And that's what I like so much about that sort of side story, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I'm just hoping that they pay it off with something along the lines of, like, perhaps it's like her big secret is that she's been a spoiled rich girl all her life, and basically she feels so controlling. When she can't have something in control, like having a friend like Norman, that goes south, where she's going to use every ounce of her power just to kind of exact revenge upon her.
So you're saying possibly Christine could be a villain next season?
That's what I'm saying. At least she's going to be Norma's villain in terms of, we know she's trying to push.
I like that, and I've been saying since day one, since we met Christine, you know, I'm like, okay, Christine,
yeah, and I'm saying,
go ahead and sharpen the knife that you're going to stick in Norma's back, because you are sketchy.
And here's what I'm saying, like, her big deep down secret could be, potentially, that it's like she's kind of like could be a neat parallel to Norma, where, you know, Norma's like madness contained, and also Christine is, maybe her madness is even better contained, where Christine, like, she's the spoiled rich kid, she gets what she wants, and when she doesn't, boy, she loses it.
Exactly.
It's like, what if Angelica on steroids?
Oh god. So yeah, I actually think there's potential for Christine and George moving forward. I really do. I know some fans really don't like those two characters, but I'm not saying they're the best characters ever or they're totally necessary, but I'm saying that story-wise, there's definitely potential.
Yeah, I'm just saying I hope they do something interesting with it. Otherwise, I don't want it to just be one of two things. I don't want it to be either it ends with this scene, of just that's the reason we have the bypass next season. Oh man, it's
right.
If they just leave it like that, because you could do so much more.
Right.
Otherwise, I don't want it.
Yeah.
I want there just to be more dimension with it. I don't just want it to be, okay, well, it's kind of a misunderstanding you're doing all this for.
Exactly.
That's the main thing. I don't want her to just be kind of, she's the rich snob who just doesn't take comment, and then she just puts these
like,
events
oh,
in the
one
change.
bad comment. Oh, sorry. Now that's the reason the bypass is coming. Yeah, I hear you. It's a little simplistic.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's kind of funny because Rebecca Kresnoff, she plays another character that people don't like in
Really?
TV form, and it pretty much goes the same way. She seems pleasant, and she's actually wealthy.
Aw.
And then she just kind of turned south, and actually they did in the other show they killed her off in a comedic fashion.
Oh wow, that's funny.
Well, either killed her off or maimed her. It ended before they resolved it. But
yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Point is, yeah, just the grocery encounter does not go well, and Norma's kind of sad about it. Plus, she basically says, "Oh yeah, by the way, the mayor's coming over tonight. We're gonna see how that goes." Yeah, I guess I'm starting not to like Christine. I'm saying in the way we're not supposed to like her. You know, she's gonna be
for sure.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I've suspected some of the Christinas we all have, so I don't know what it is. I'm thinking that's the only thing I can think of. Otherwise, she has like a dead body under her basement or something. I don't know.
I hope that's not the case. Oh God.
I'm just saying, like in general, like something's wrong with her, and we don't know yet. But
yeah, so. I think you're really onto something though with these control issues she has. I mean, they've definitely been hinted at. So.
And that could be kind of a big arc for season 3 potentially. It could be
right.
Get more strict with her control over Norman, and her being the model for that. Like, I have control over things, and now you, and basically Norma, as a result of dealing with Christine, would be more controlling about things.
Almost kind of like where the Nick Ford storyline went this season, except kind of a little more like, I don't know, like manipulative and less sort of just strong-arming her into doing things, you know what I mean?
There was a funny line, though, when basically says, when Christine says, good luck getting on, having the mayor over tonight, good luck still being on city council or something.
Oh.
I thought you already had that chair on city council. That's the thing.
Yeah, I thought Christine was probably just implying like that she's going to do everything in her social power to make her lose that position.
Yeah, well, Christine, little note for you here. Nick Ford's dead.
Yeah. Oh God. All right.
Meanwhile, okay, I'm sorry. Just back to the thing. Oh, here's a great scene. I love this scene. Again, this feels like it's hard for me to describe this, but I think again what I mentioned about Norma, I think they're really cementing in starting from this point forward of kind of like she's in the memorable Norma Bates mode, the moment that's the mode that's gonna stick in Norman's mind, like the really kind of like it's not so much it's like not the pleasant Norma, it's more so like she's okay. I'm just saying this is more like the ambiguous.
Right.
Norma, sure. You know, like she's kind of like she's very honest. Like she doesn't have to be smiley for people. She's like true. She's still lovingly sweet to a degree, but more so she's very honest and she can snap. You know what I mean? So like this is like the one she's out one day and she's telling Norma, and then she like when she gets mad, then she'll snap and say, "Norma, I can't deal with this right now." Like that's the Mrs. Bates that's gonna stick in his mind years later. And I think we're getting that here in scenes like this.
Sure.
Anyway, so it's the dinner time scene, and basically there is one line that I want to bring up here. She basically saying, "I had a fight with Chris." Like Norman says, "What's the matter, mother?" And says, "I had a fight with Christine, and was trying to be friends with these people. Even her brother George broke up with him, and you know, I think she says a line along the lines, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Tiki. I tried to sleep with him. I even tried to sleep with him."
Yeah.
Why would she bring that up to Norman?
Yeah, and she didn't try. As far as I can tell, she succeeded.
Yeah, like first of all, why bring it up? Second of all, why? I mean, I get why lie about. Why bring it up? You're gonna lie about.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
And so he plays to the guy that hates George.
Well, I guess.
And she knows he hates George.
Just more uncomfortable mother-son dynamics there, I guess.
With George to spite him.
Oh, much like the Bradley situation. Oh, it comes full circle. Oh.
Yeah.
Hey,
well, at least Norman
I don't think Norman thinks George is a nice guy.
Yeah. Well, it's not like we have a weird scene of Norman following them on a date to a restaurant or something.
Oh, God. Imagining them. Oh, I can picture that.
It's like, get what I'm saying? Like remember the first season, they follow Bradley to her yoga class, and They see Bradley Youngblood and Norma.
Whole yoga position.
Yeah, but then the creepy bit where Norma then
Oh, of
pictures
course.
the two of them.
Yeah.
I'm saying, what did that happen with Norma? And Norma's just picturing them. God, so twisted.
God.
Anyway, so we have a nice dinner time chat where, oh boy, like again, these moments are going to be really deeply cemented in the mind here, and I'm just trying to think here where it was real quick. Remind me what happens here, Tiki. Just kind of, because I can't recall if I'm trying to think. There's this great shot where like the two of them are they're in the windows together. I think that's when the pie though. It's later on with the pie. Mm-hmm. So this is just when he tells her, right?
Yeah, I mean, this scene, he's basically just trying to get it out, and she's just like, and I think her reaction is like, yes, like, Romero came over and he told me everything, and honey, the semen sample inside Miss Watson, all it means is that she was seducing underage boys.
Okay, I remember where I was. Okay, here.
Okay.
Here's what I want to say. First of all, I love how it's shot like it's shot kind of like a reflection, because you see it's a great shot, Tiki. They're sitting down for dinner, and basically on each side of the table, it's the exact same positioning of the water and stuff.
Right.
So like, he cut the one side, and it's like Norman's almost looking in a mirror where it's his mother. So it's kind of like saying deep down inside he is his mother. Visually, It's a really nice little thing. If you really watch it. Okay. Really, it's like they're literally on the opposing sides to each other, just literally as if they were on the same side.
Symbolism.
Yeah, symbolism.
Okay. Symbolism.
Yeah. But I love the performance of Freddie Highmore and Vera Farmiga here.
Oh yeah,
great stuff. Again, they're communicating so much with just simple looks. They're at the top of their game here when they really get hyped up in the scene, because basically it's Norman. After that moment you just mentioned, like him saying that Miss Watson's just guilty of seducing young men.
Mm-hmm.
Or Norman says, well, it's not like you killed her. And there's I love the moment of silence. I think I did, Mother.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, just pure. I mean, the great thing about this show, and I really feel like this episode, more than any other episode in the whole run of the show, captures that Hitchcock mood just perfectly.
I'm glad you brought that up, because there's a great nod to Psycho in this scene.
Yes.
Yeah, she has a knife.
Indeed.
I'm just saying, like, they kind of have, like, show off the knife in her hand in this scene. I'm making me think the nod to what's going to happen in the future.
Oh, God.
That's a really nice little way to work that in there. Just pointing the whole tension within the scene, but more so, it's, again, she's really getting that classic Norma Bates mode here, where she's just kind of, she's saying, Norma, why would you bring that up? Don't bring that up. Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Norma.
Also, yeah, just like you said, just the suspense of, the Hitchcock thing is like just the tension in between lines sometimes, you know what I mean? Just between when she says, it's not like you killed her, and when Norman's like, actually, I did. Oh, God, it's just like, you're just, it's so good. So
it's
good.
Like the whole theme of the exchange, like it's denial versus truth. I like how Norman's theme within this episode is truth. Like he's learned the truth, now he's doing stuff with that truth.
Right, for sure.
And Norma's doing all she can to avoid that truth.
Yeah.
So she's in complete denial. It's denial versus truth. I love that whole tension between the episode.
Mm-hmm.
So Norman's learned this terrible truth. He tells his mother, and his mother does not want to hear it. She's in complete denial. She's got that knife, awesome. Then Norman, we see what Norman does with this truth, this horrible truth. Now, like, the theme of horrible truth in the Bates family is Dylan learns this horrible truth about himself this season. Mm-hmm. Norman, and of course, the episode's called The Immutable Truth, so it all ties in.
Okay, now, The Immutable Truth. I really love this title, and I really love what they do with it, BlueDragonFive.
Nice. You see what I'm saying, though, right?
But yeah, I see what you're saying, but I think one thing you're failing to mention, and we definitely need to bring it up, is the heartbeat that's throughout this episode. What do you think of that?
Well, elaborate.
Oh, did you not notice it?
Well, I mean, I might have noticed. Say what you mean by heartbeat. I might have.
Because to tell you the truth, it was like one of the things that really stuck out to me when I was watching it. It was like every time there is even the remotest bit of tension involving the whole Blair Watson thing, which is, pretty consistent throughout the episode, every time Norman's on screen, you hear this slight heartbeat, this da-dum, da-dum. It's working
Oh
into
yeah,
the
yeah.
soundtrack.
See, I picture that as kind of like the classic Psycho beat. That's what I thought it was. I didn't think heartbeat.
Okay, that's interesting. That's a debate we could have. But I picked up, yeah, I picked up on it.
No, that's cool. Heartbeat's cool, but I'm saying I think it's more so. I think more so it's like the Psycho moments. Like these are the moments that are really going to define Norman's future, kind of coming through in the score.
And to me, it also kind of signified like the immutable truth, like heartbeat or whatever.
I got it. I got it. What you mean? Yeah. See what you mean here is like a heartbeat, as in it's like the polygraph. It measures, your
exactly, and it's like so essentially. What it's supposed to represent to me is every time you hear that, it's basically just Norman in his mind kind of just freaking out about the inevitable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's going to come in big in the last scene. Oh, man, you're right. That's awesome. I did not pick that up. I just thought it was Psycho.
Ha ha ha.
Anyway, so basically with this knowledge and the fact that he's telling his mother's not there for him in this scene, she's just like denying it. Mm-hmm. And Norman, we see, this caught me off guard. I was impressed by this. We see Norman. I like how this pays off too. By the way, Norman. He when I say pays off, I mean the gun.
Right.
This gun was from season 1. It was a Norman did not get the fire aside from test shots.
Okay, nice.
See, that's what I'm saying. I love how that paid off because she didn't really get the fire of that gun in the big moment of truth last season. Actually, this season, the last episode of this season, it comes in handy. Yeah. And so this caught me completely off guard. Norman planning suicide for the greater good. That caught me. I was very impressed by it.
To tell you the truth, I was kind of like that was the direction I was kind of leaning in with the trailer we got. Where we saw the clip of Norman being like, "I'm sorry, Mother, I never meant to hurt you, but I am going to do this."
No, I thought I still shows you how wrong we can be from these little teasers.
Well, to me, when I first saw that teaser, I thought, like, okay, he's going after Nick Ford. But
Nick Ford died at the end of it.
Yeah. So after Nick Ford died, I was like, okay, so there's really no one that he's really against, but he's got this revelation about it. So I kind of pieced it together, but I digress.
The only person I could think you could blame, plus it was pointed at her, I thought it was going to be Norma, but more on that later.
Okay.
So the point is, Norman planning suicide for the greater good. It's out of kind of a noble purpose, which is kind of in the grand scheme of things, it makes it kind of a tragic thing. Like, oh man, this would actually save lives.
It really was. It was just like there were a couple moments in this episode, but oh god.
Yeah, and then so Norman, he's got Norma's gun nonetheless, and Norma's kind of responsible for this. They're giving him the tools to even contemplate this.
Indeed.
It kind of shows the whole relationship between Norma and Norman, just like the whole she's enabling him to do terrible things.
Right.
Anyway, one of my favorite references here. I love how when Norman's sleeping and resting, Norma's there in the rocking chair. Oh, it's a great reference to something that's going to happen later on.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
That's awesome. And in that scene, it's more so just an awesome reference. It's like Norman's sleeping, and right in front of Norma, we see making a big decision to save her child. Because she knows, again, she was denying in the dinner scene, but now the night's passed, and now it's early morning.
Right.
So now she's thinking, okay, I got to make a decision. I got to save my child here, and things are looking hopeless. I think that's the big theme of the episode. Also, it's like the truth is making things hopeless.
Yeah, for sure.
So Norma is being pushed to the brink. She's pushed to the brink with the loss of her child. Now that she has her child back, she's not going to let anything tear them apart again. So she's got to come up with a plan here, even though things are looking desperate. And the polygraph's looming, so she's really got to think of something here.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Norman, like we see her, I forget if it's here, she's getting tickets to, where is she going?
Oh God, I completely forget. But yeah, I caught that when she was online.
Wasn't it Canada? Montreal? I thought they were going to Montreal.
Yeah, Montreal. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think they're going to Montreal. The point is, fleeing to another country.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, the polygraph's looming. Also, I like this. I like how this kind of pays off. Norman's making his list of things to say goodbye to, or things to do.
Yeah, very much reminded me of Charlie's List on Lost, but I digress.
I was thinking more bucket list, but good point.
Well,
Yeah,
Charlie's List on Lost was kind of a bucket list. Well,
and of
no,
course,
actually, no. Charlie's List on Lost was the 5 greatest moments of his life. So, okay, it's a bit different.
I like how Norman's like has very simple things on his list, though. Like,
Uh-huh.
first, I'm just gonna read you off a few of them.
Okay.
Apple pie.
Yeah, yeah.
And I like how that pays off, but also he cataloging and storing his taxidermy, which is kind of interesting.
Mm.
So I mean, I guess maybe like his mother would sell him at some point, or just keep him in storage because he's proud of his work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, this one kind of I think is a little odd. Just make his bed. It's not odd, but it just shows you that Norman, he's got a sense of like simple honor about things. Like, okay, well, I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna leave a mess.
Oh, God.
Anyway, we got a really nice goodbye because there's 2 people he needs to say goodbye to. You know what's actually interesting? Dylan is not on this list.
I did catch that. Yeah, for sure.
Dylan is not on this list, and I think it's because he knows Dylan would talk him out of it.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Either that or Dylan would actually physically stop him, so one of those 2. Anyway, so yeah, we got a really nice goodbye scene with Emma. I love this scene with Emma. Great scene.
Yeah.
There's actually something cut from it.
Oh, was there?
Yes, there are 2 things cut from this episode I know for sure. One was the Romero Dylan punch.
Oh, God.
So yeah, that was in the teaser, but they cut it out. So
I feel like we missed out. I feel like that was a missed opportunity.
I don't know. We want Romero and Dylan on the same side, so I guess it's not a big loss, but it was a cool looking teaser shot.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll get to the other thing that was cut in the moment here, but anyway, see the nice nods of the second episode of the series, where Emma, Norman finds the tiger in the night. Poem.
Yeah.
And that's what they teamed up for, and actually it was Miss Watson's class too. I think it was Miss Watson's. Oh boy, it's a tangled web we weave. But basically, yeah, I like how Emma points out, we haven't worked on that in like almost a year. It's just we were different people back then.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that's kind of brought them together. They were working on that project, working on that poem, and then she found the book, and everything jumped from there.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a nice little memory.
Yeah, and also
Emma does kind of note that she has a distant relationship with her family in this scene.
Are you sure? I didn't catch it. What did she say?
Well, she just says just something about the fact
Remember,
that
her mother's dead.
Well, yeah, I know her mother's dead, but I'm just saying, it seems like. I don't know. It's, of course, the whole thing. We've been talking about it all season. Where is Emma's dad?
I actually think he'll be in next season. I'll get into that later, though.
I hope he is, but she did mention once again that she feels somewhat. I don't know. I guess it's just kind of an awkward situation there. It's. I don't know, but I know she did mention something about feeling.
I think she likes the Bates family because they're kind of outcasts like her, I guess.
Right, yeah.
But they're likable outcasts. That's the thing.
Indeed.
No. Yeah, she sees them as nice people that kind of get the short end of the stick in life, and she wants to be there for them, but they won't let her in.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, for sure.
Just in total, pretty much. But anyway, so the point is, I love this scene because Emma gets her reward this whole season for being shafted all these times. She gets and I like how it's the reward of truth, and that's the thing Norman's giving out this episode. That's his big theme, the big theme of the episode, truth. And Norman rewards Emma's faith with truth, and I love that. It's simple, so simple. I love that. And Emma, she doesn't get the whole story. She doesn't get every little tidbit of everything's going on.
Yeah.
But she gets something important, though, something that's going to keep her around. I like that. And also, I like
something that's definitely going to attach her to Norma, for sure.
And a little bit of Dylan, too.
Yeah.
So the point is, basically, Emma is informed about Norma being raped by her brother and the circumstances of Dylan's birth.
Right.
So she's informed that much, and she feels bad. You don't need to tell me anything else, Norman. I'm here for you. And she says, "Oh, your poor mother." I love the act. Olivia Coke does a wonderful job playing.
Oh yeah, she really does.
She does. I think she's also British in real life. I could be wrong.
Oh really? Oh wow.
He has an accent. I don't know if it's British or I want to say it's British.
Oh. All the more reason for me to want those two to hook up then, I guess.
British people are awesome.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. I'm just saying, all the superheroes now are British.
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, I mean, barring the recast of Batman, but for the most iconic superheroes for a while were all British.
Henry Cavill, yes.
Andrew Garfield.
Oh God, yeah. But,
Christian Bale. Just saying.
Yeah.
Anyway. So yeah, basically she's informed of Norma's rape. But also I like how this Norman's last act here, telling him it also might have an ulterior motive. It might be kind of Norma regrets having to lose Emma because Emma's kind of her buddy or her mentee.
Mm.
And I like how it's kind of in service to Norma's happiness that Norman wants to keep Emma around for Norma.
Definitely, yeah.
So that's why, of all things, that's the information he presents to her.
For sure.
Something that's going to bond her with Norma even after his passing. It was kind of interesting.
Yeah, no, yeah, he definitely had that strategic intent, absolutely.
But also, I think it's because he feels bad the way Emma's been left out of things, and he feels responsible for that now.
Oh, yeah, it's like, it's kind of, it's killing two birds with one stone, it's like it's kind of mending the wounds that they've inflicted on Emma the whole time, while at the same time ensuring that Emma will stick around for Norma.
No, so they've been doing it for her safety, but they've been doing it for her safety and their safety, but still, it's like they've generally grown close to her.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Norman's bonded with her family too, because again, her father was his mentor.
Yeah, I wish we'd actually see that, but that's
true.
A different story.
But still, good stuff there, good stuff. And what was deleted from this scene was there was going to be a kiss at the end of this for those two.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah, they cut out a kiss.
To tell you the truth, I'm kind of glad they waited.
Well, from what I hear, they're gonna pair them up next season.
Yeah, so just give it the whole next season to kind of really get into it. I'm glad they didn't really. That's one thing I'm kind of okay with them cutting.
I don't know. I mean, I love Emma and Norman. I want them to get together.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they will.
Anyway, so they will next season. But I don't know. I hate the waiting game. Anyway, so after that,
just play Hungry Hungry Hippos if you hate the waiting game. That's Homer Simpson's best advice.
The pieces get everywhere. Anyway, so meanwhile we have a fake out with Jody calling Zane and potentially betraying.
Oh, this is great. Yeah,
a betrayal of Dylan here. So when she first was talking to Zane, saying, so Nick Ford's dead. Dylan killed him per my suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think? Is per my big grandiose plan?
Well, I was kind of like I've been sketchy about Jody this whole time, so I definitely, it really did fool me. I did think that her conversation with Zane was essentially going to lead to, like, okay, so what do we do about Dylan? Should we kill him because he tried to kill you?
Well, the thing is, Zane doesn't know that exactly.
Yeah, but I think he definitely had his suspicions.
He had his suspicions, but still, he doesn't exactly know. He proves how smart he is.
But if hypothetically, if Jody was on his side, she would have just told him that, what Dylan's intention would have been. So.
But she didn't. So I'm saying, what I'm asking is, did you think that Jody genuinely was actually evil for a moment? Well, not evil, but I mean, like, she was. Yeah. No. Yeah, I like that too. Like at first they caught me off guard, then I find out this grand plot with again Team Romero and Dylan.
Oh yeah. Anytime Romero's in anything, it automatically becomes more awesome.
No, it's like the ultimate Batman Robin team.
Oh god.
Romero and Dylan. Oh, I want to bring up something real quick about Romero.
Oh.
I was watching the after hours for the show.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, big missed opportunity because they only had like 2 of them for the entire season. When they were like sold it like they were gonna have it after every episode.
Right. Wasn't it? It's basically like Talking Dead and Talking Bad.
Yeah, for like half an hour, and then there's like live tweets and stuff or whatever.
Sure.
And they have the actors on to talk about it. Either way. They made fun of the poor actor Nestor Carbonella. I think the one who plays.
Oh, he has the eternal eyelashes.
Yeah, did you see it?
No, I didn't see it. No.
Because right after they actually had a moment of truth, so he put the rumors to rest, so to speak. Because he was asked as a live question, I guess. Someone asked him Someone asked, like, what's with the eyeliner? And basically says, no, I actually look like this. And putting the rumors to rest, and basically someone brought out, like, the makeup test. So they wiped makeup on it. They wiped, like, the makeup remover on his eye, and nothing came off.
Yeah, I knew that already. Yeah, I
know,
knew that from his days on Lost. I was like...
I feel bad for him. He's always like, laughing. You
I know, it's
deep
like,
down,
that's like the big running joke of his whole acting career, even though he's actually an awesome actor.
He is. Why do you always make fun of the eyeliner?
Oh god. Oh,
anyway, yeah, there's that, but also there was like kind of a mean-spirited but funny joke at the end where Carlton Cuse he said he gave away the big he gave away one fact about season 3 and potentially a second fact, and then he made a joke. He basically said, "Oh, Nestor, use your eyeliner."
Oh, one other thing I want to point out about Nestor Carbonell, just because I totally forgot to last episode. Episode 9, I believe he did like a Facebook Q&A or something like that after the episode, and he posted this great picture on the Bates Motel Facebook where it was him all in costume as Romero and everything, and he had his feet kicked up on a table, and just of course the classic Romero stone look on his face, just holding up a sign. Ask me questions or I will break you. Oh, isn't that great?
Oh, God. He's awesome, that guy.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Anyway, so let's think where I am here. Oh, yeah, so Romero and Dylan, they're plotting. They know Jodie's in on it, but I think Jodie's uncomfortable with it regardless.
Yeah, she is a bit, yeah.
Yeah, because it is a risky plan, and we see Zane is definitely smarter than the average bear or the average marijuana supplier.
Yeah.
So, regardless, so then we see, we're back to the Norman story here, and we see Norman, he's bagging up the taxidermy.
Mm-hmm.
Even Juno.
Yeah. Oh, God, that dog.
Yep. And meanwhile, one of my favorite shots here. Now we're at the pie bit.
Right.
Pie!
Yay!
It's so simple. He just wants an apple pie. And I like how he uses his mother to do it, too. He's bonding with his mother while she's still making him pie as his last meal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll bake anything for you, Norman. I love baking stuff for you. So it's nice, but I love the shot here because it's a classic. It's the window shot because you have him one window separated.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Norman and Norman. It's like the ultimate psychological. That's what's going to happen.
They've really gotten a lot of use out of that window this season.
Oh, they have. Again, it's just the visual storytelling. I love it. Just seeing the two of them. They're so going to be so integral to each other, like almost like a reflection, like a comparison between the mother and the son.
Right.
Like right next to each other, separated barely.
Right.
Neat stuff. Anyway, so Norman's kind of way to make amends, not make amends, is like final goodbye to his mother, is he dances with her, because apparently he's singing and dancing with these two.
Oh, boy.
At least they didn't sing again.
Yeah.
But the point is, like, Norman, they dance. They dance for, again, bringing the mother-son relationship really creepy. Making it creepy. But anyway, it's kind of a nice moment, though. They do genuinely care of each other, and they're dancing together. It's kind of nice, but still kind of twisted.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like dance like we used to in the kitchen. Oh man. But yeah, it's kind of it's Norman just doing something nice for his mother, just trying to get the worry out of her mind. This kind of nice gesture, them two of them bonding. Right. I guess.
Anyway, is this a good place to bring up South Pacific?
Well, it's musical, might as well.
Yeah, okay. So I've been teasing all season long, because we had South Pacific, which was in like episode 2, right?
Unless they open next season, I don't think it's coming back.
Oh, wouldn't that be fucking unbelievable if, like, literally the opening scene was like, oh, hey, South Pacific, they actually put it on.
Could be cool if, like, they open next season with that and either have something really dark underneath it all, like happening with Norman, or, like, it would be, like, a horrifying reveal.
Oh, I would love that.
What if they did this?
Oh.
Okay, what if the play is about to open? So it's like we don't even start right where we left off. I'm saying time has gone by just only in the opening. It's like Breaking Bad when we transition to the future.
Right.
Where basically basically the play's going on, and underneath it we either hear screams or voices of stuff that's happened in Norman's mind.
Okay,
For the
I like
season.
that.
Either
Yeah.
that or we see flashes of it, of like brief stuff that happened, like people dying or like horrible things. Maybe it could be cool if it's in Norman's mind while he's smiling during the play.
Yeah. All right, but anyways, all season long, I have been teasing. First of all, it's pretty obvious. You and me. It's one of the funniest things that we just totally got wrong. It's like we thought that this would have a much, much bigger impact on the season than it actually did. But regardless, I did look up the plot synopsis for South Pacific.
Took you long enough.
Believe it or not, I did manage to find a pretty interesting parallel. And it is a parallel between Norma's relationship with George and Christine.
What's the synopsis?
Because in the play, essentially, without getting into too much detail, the play is about a poor island girl who gets into it, gets kind of taken in by a rich family, and then experiences sort of the dark side of the rich culture. So yeah. So very much kind of a reflection of where the George and Christine storyline was going to go.
And you know, it's kind of ironic. It's that they got together because they weren't in the play.
Exactly. So yeah, I thought that was really interesting. It kind of set, if I would have looked into that right away, I think I could have maybe predicted the George and Christine stuff even better. But I digress. So yeah, so every little movie that is referenced on Bates Motel, I am absolutely convinced has a connection to the storyline.
Well, son, we got to go back to that first season where Norman's watching the old movie in the hospital after his first blackout. Well, his first, blackout to his knowledge.
Yeah.
And see how much, see what relevance that movie had.
Oh God. Oh, I'm sure it's something.
Anyway, so let's see. Where were we? Window. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, so big climatic scene. Here's where all our action is in this episode, at least half of it. Okay, so we're on the Zane versus Dylan plot here.
Yes.
So okay, now Jody said, do what do whatever you want with Dylan. Just meet me here at this time. And we see, Dylan's there. They're all there at Jody's house, and basically, so they're waiting for Zane. It's gonna be an ambush. However, Zane, again, smarter than the average marijuana distributor, he's prepared. He, on the phone, could sense that this is a setup, so he cut the power. Yeah. And he's there, and he's prepared to, he's prepared to kill them all. And he doesn't know Dylan's there, so he doesn't know if Dylan's involved. And that's the thing. I'm thinking that he might not suspect Dylan to be there, because he's surprised by it being there. So regardless, Zane's holding a gun to Jody, and then Dylan's there, and he kills Jody. Now, I want to be clear here. Romero does not let Jody die. He says, everyone wait up here. So, as Romero makes his way down there with a shotgun. Okay?
Right.
No, sorry, I'm getting that. Coming up. But the point is, so I was kind of almost yelling at the TV, saying, Jody, don't go down there.
Oh yeah, of course. It's classic horror movie moment.
Yeah, Jody does, and then she pays the price, but she has a knife. Again, knives very important in the Psycho universe. There's a knife, and she attacks him. She gets a lick in there, but not enough. It's shot a few times by Zane. And okay, now here's where the Dylan survival rate kind of took a spike.
Right.
Okay, now Romero wasn't there to save Jody. Okay, he wasn't there to save Jody, and the question is, where's Romero? And I was a little worried for Dylan here for a moment, because Zane grabbed the gun. I didn't see Romero in sight. He let Jody die.
It was definitely the defining moment of our whole little will Dylan die or not die debate we've been having.
Oh, yeah. And essentially, basically, he grabs the gun. Looks like Dylan might be a goner, because he's either there, he's going to be on his own, because he's killed Nick Ford. I don't know, it's not looking good for Dylan. Then Romero saves the day, shoots him, he pulls a shotgun on Zane. And
Remember what I told you when I said I'd burn you? I'm a man of my word.
When I say I burn you to the ground. When I say burn you down, I'm a man of my word.
The only thing that would have made that scene even better
if he lit him on fire.
Yeah, even though it would have been totally impractical because the entire house probably would have burned down. But yeah, if he had a flamethrower just out of nowhere. At one point, I want to see Romero with a flamethrower. No, I'm really gonna.
Yeah, it's like it would be completely impractical, but I feel like somehow, if he somehow shot him with kerosene, if he somehow spilled kerosene on him, there was a fireplace there. If somehow he shot a canister of kerosene or something and he slipped on it or something, then his leg caught on fire.
Just for the showmanship. Just going the extra mile for the showmanship.
Like the only thing I can think of is if it would have been brutal, like shot his hand off and he lit him on lit him on fire with some gasoline, then he tripped in the fireplace, and then he's burning alive, and then he shot him. But then the problem would be the body. Then the problem would be the body would be on fire. That's the only reason that couldn't work.
Oh god! But regardless, BlueDragonFive, at some point before this series is over, I want to see some Romero flamethrower action. I don't care how they do it.
Well, he might be changing his slogan now. Remember, he might be hanging people from trees. I mean, he did get revenge, but still, I think he's gonna be a little smarter now about his big tough talk.
Well, we'll see. Actually, I did ask that question on the whole Facebook thing. I did type in, like, does Romero have a system for coming up with catchphrases?
What'd he say?
Unfortunately, he didn't answer that.
I
know, I was disappointed.
We could have quoted him on the show.
Question.
Oh, we could have quoted him on the show. Anyway, so yeah, it would have been funny if Dylan has a line either this season, or if he has a line next season about that saying, "You write these down."
Yeah.
Either that or like if Remo said something like that, said, "What does he do? Write these things down?"
Yeah.
I don't know.
Speaking of which, yay for Remo for surviving this season.
Yeah, good for Remo. Yeah.
Hopefully he won't, like, fade into the background next season, which I don't think is going to happen.
I'm sure he'll be in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I love this. Is probably one of my second favorite parts of the episode. I don't know, like a lot of stuff I love about the episode, but I love this bit right here. I love how Romero and Dylan kind of bond here.
Oh yeah.
Basically, give the cover story. Romero gives Dylan the cover story again, similar manner to last season.
It was. It really was. It did draw back to that for sure.
It's interesting looking at the Dylan Romero relationship because in that first season, like Dylan's kind of a little peeved that he didn't get credit.
Right. Yeah.
For the thing, and now kind of Romero's coming around on him and saying, I should give this kid more credit.
Mm-hmm.
Where he says, essentially he says, Dylan asks, well, not that I'm complaining, why are you being so generous to me?
Yeah.
And essentially he says, well, because I think you get it. You get that there's an order in this town and you believe in abiding by it to avoid trouble. You're doing what you need to do to survive here, but still, not causing too much trouble. And I like that. Now, I love here is that basically, Dylan says, look, if you're worried about me taking up the power vacuum here, I'm not. Okay, I just want to, I want to avoid trouble here. He says, and if someone's going to take up this power vacuum, someone who might be, someone who doesn't get it.
Right.
And I love this plot line we're going to see in season 3, I would hope, because it's such a brilliant idea.
Yeah,
The thing about it, the only two sane people in this show are teaming up, somewhat sane people, and Dylan's the sanest guy. Dylan's the sanest guy. The only murders he's committed have been actually out of self-defense.
Sure.
Well, barring the one that was for revenge, but yeah.
Yeah, right.
Otherwise, Dylan's murders have been pretty much justified. Romero's, also kind of justified. So again, they're a perfect pair in that regard.
Yeah, absolutely.
The point is, the only two sane guys in this place, and it's like what I think is going to happen in season 3. I think it's going to be a weird kind of mentorship thing. I think Romero's going to be Dylan's mentor.
Oh, that'd be cool for sure.
Point is, Romero wants Dylan to take over the drug industry, from what I gathered.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Which I think is going to be awesome. We kind of called that.
Yeah, you're right. That's one of the few things we actually did predict. Yeah.
I love Dylan working with Romero, and I love Romero kind of just talking to him like that, just saying, hey, you have potential. And basically, you're the only sane person in this town. We got to work together here.
Right.
I like that. Anyway, it's still Romero's still the most dangerous element in that pairing, though. It's like he's the perfectly balanced crazy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Anyway, so meanwhile, Norma and there's a great scene here. Speaking of Dylan, I love this scene.
Mhm.
Probably my favorite scene of the episode. Norma and Dylan talking.
Yeah.
I love it. Instantly, they're it's like sunrise or set or something, and I guess rise because it was nighttime previously. Norma calls Dylan out there and meet, and basically she informs him instantly, just showing how far the relationship's come, just saying,
Mhm.
you know, Norman did kill Blair Watson, and you know he's in trouble, and now he knows what he does, and we got to get out of here.
Right.
And what I love here is that she's saying, you know, we bought tickets to Montreal, and we're getting ready to leave, and Dylan says, Norma, that's crazy. Well, I love here this moment. I don't know. It's just I always get emotional talking about it. It's so touching to me. I just love it. It's Norma's planning to flee, and regardless how Dylan feels about that, Norma then has this really sweet line she says to him. She says, "I bought 3 tickets, Dylan. We want you to come with us."
Yeah, and I love Dylan's reaction.
I know. I love Dylan's line. Oh, that's the
Yeah.
one that makes me almost tear up when Dylan says his line. He says,
Right.
You bought a ticket for me?"
Like, to me, that's almost kind of like validation for Dylan's whole character. Like, it's almost like the one thing that Dylan needed from this family the whole time.
Exactly. It's like how it's in a similar way how Emma gets her reward for this season.
Right.
So does
Right.
Dylan. Dylan's had his whole season to realize he's his own man, and kind of he's been out in his lonesome because that's how he feels. But now he's being welcomed back into the family. However, he's being welcomed back when it's at its worst. You know, when things are at their worst because they have to flee the town because things have gotten so bad. But regardless, I love how Norma
I am
says,
so glad that we didn't just like, oh my god, BlueDragonFive. I'd be pissed if we somehow relocated. You know what I mean? I mean, I think it's a little bit implausible at this point because Bates Motel, I mean, that's kind of the central location of the whole show. But
yeah, they can't just uproot the whole motel.
Right, right. I'm just saying, I'd be incredibly frustrated if there was like a season where it's like, okay, we're gonna move, and now the mystery is how did they get back to the motel? I'd like, oh god, that'd just be stalling the whole thing for me.
I mean,
So
Emma could
I'm
run.
really glad we didn't go that route.
Yeah, I mean the option is Emma could run it, I guess, but no, you want the Bates to be at the Bates Motel.
Oh god, can you just imagine, like, talk about Emma being pushed to the sidelines? Oh, that'd be sad. Just like every so often we get an Emma scene like, oh yeah, hi Norma, yeah, things are going fine.
Oh god.
Oh, thank God that
so,
happened.
No, I love this scene between Norma and Dylan because first of all, I love Dylan's reaction after Norma says, "Dylan, I'm so sorry that I made you feel I made you feel isolated. I pushed you to the side. I'm so sorry for that." But really, essentially, I can't remember verbatim what she says, but what she says is this great line where she says, "This is amazing, a miracle. It was a miracle. I had someone as great as you come out of something so horrible."
Yeah.
I mean, it just says, basically says, "I love you, Dylan," and it's wonderful. And Dylan just doesn't even say anything. He just brings her in for a hug.
Oh man! Again,
it's
a total
adorable.
tearjerker moment, man.
It is. That's my favorite. I think it might be one of my favorite Dylan moments this season.
Yeah, great acting, of course, on both ends.
Yeah, it's great, but also I like then, but if not the punctuation, like right after that, it's basically kind of just this hopeless situation. And I like how Dylan's gonna bring the logic into this, saying, "Well, look, he could be in a mental institution. It wouldn't be that bad." He says, "No, he can't be in a mental institution. We have to be together."
That's what I was thinking the whole time. I was like, it's like, yeah. But then, of course, Norma, she has it. Yeah, it's like if Norman was not in her life in any capacity, she would just, as he said many times, she would burn the town to the ground. So.
And I still stand firmly behind that, by the way.
Yes. Well, she did a good job of, like I said, if not burning the town to the ground, at least burning a few bridges when Norman was missing last time.
Oh, had Norma been... Actually, it's funny. Actually, Vera Farmiga, she kind of said what I said on that after show.
Oh yeah, did she?
She said something along the lines. She said she'd go crazy if something bad had happened to Norman.
Yeah, right.
It's a burn it to the ground, but she said something along those lines, which kind of made me happy.
Yeah.
But regardless, so I like how the punctuation to these points, like they're in a hopeless situation. And yeah, they're now together here, but still they're in a hopeless situation. There is no clear-cut solution to this, and that's what I think I was wondering the whole episode. Like, how is Norman gonna get out of this? Were you wondering this too? Like, how is Norman gonna get out of this polygraph? Like,
Well, yeah, I mean, that's definitely the question that was on everyone's mind, for sure.
I love the solution to it, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Point is, I like that there's a hopeless situation. We don't know what's going to happen, and I like that. Meanwhile, we get to see what's up with Norman. So Norman is not there. He's left a parting gift.
Yeah, and this parting gift was just creepy.
Well, what was it? It was a bird, wasn't it?
Mother, I made this little bird for you.
So you'll never be alone?
I think so, yeah. Oh,
something,
God.
but
Oh,
I don't
that's
think it's that
just,
creepy.
oh, that is just the essence of morbid right there.
I can't remember if it's the bird that she likes or not. That was like looking at her in that one episode.
Oh, the bird where it's, oh, it is soft.
I would love it if I think that's the case, but I could be wrong. It was some sort of bird.
Oh, that'd be great.
See, here's a reference for you. Feed the birds tuppence.
Oh, I got my Breaking. You need to do a Breaking Bad reference now because I got the jar ready.
I want to think something bird related.
Zane equals Tuco. There we go.
Crashing planes.
Woo! Yeah.
Okay. Meanwhile, here's the other great scene of the episode. I got a lot of great scenes in here, but okay. So meanwhile, discovers this parting gift. She's running around frantically. She's looking for Norman. I'm gonna push the button soon. Just give it a second. She's looking frantically, and she asks Emma, like, have you seen Norman? Says, no, I haven't since the last time I talked to him. And he says, I think it was heading to the woods.
Mm.
Meanwhile, okay, we get this moment of 1 second here. Let me just, you have it ready?
Oh yeah, I have it ready.
I gotta count them off. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 13. Okay, here we go. If you listen to this, I like the sadness behind that Norman too. By the way, I don't know. It's like it's bringing sadness to Norman before she says this. Regardless, I like how she's. When we do it again.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so she's looking for Norman in the woods. Like that, you can hear the echo in there, hopefully. Okay. Do you want more?
Oh, I don't care.
See how you're holding the jar. I'm wondering if you. It's like,
no, I'm wondering if there are more.
No, that's. Well, I'm saying she says it a few times. I couldn't get them all. Point is,
okay.
She's looking for Norman. It's getting really frantic. I like the kind of sass behind that because it is kind of like a dark situation. And Norman's leaving to go kill himself right now, and she's searching for him. And then she's like, I love how you can tell the panic here. She's just rushing to save Norman after she learns from him. She's heading to the woods. He's heading into the woods, and she runs in front of traffic too. Like doesn't stop.
Yeah, and I think we've gotten teased with that shot a couple times in the trailers, so I'm glad we finally got that.
Yeah, and then oh boy, so it's like a chase to save Norman, and again Norman bad luck in terms of running and fleeing because he trips, and does he even break an ankle? Does he break an ankle? I don't know, he limps.
Yeah, I don't know.
You can limp without breaking something.
Yeah.
Right? Hey,
he walks, yeah, sure.
He walks fine later on, so I'm guessing just he falls.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's falling, then Norma tackles him, and then Norman kicks her off. Says, sorry, Mother, I didn't want to hurt you.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty much just a nice roundhouse kick to the face. I mean, God.
Well, no, it's not to the face, it's to the chest.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. But still, it looked pretty powerful.
Yeah, well, he had to, so she would stop, and then he points the gun at her and makes sure she's not going to make a move.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I like it. I didn't mean to hurt you, Mother, but I'm going to do this. Powerful stuff. Yeah. Anyway, so basically he's pointing the gun at it's a really tense scene, and we're thinking, oh, obviously we know Norman's not going to do it, because where's the show going to go?
Yeah, of course.
However, he...
yeah, I mean, that's really... I
don't want to get into that again. Talking about Dylan becoming
well, but I was about to say, like, that really is kind of like the worst way to build suspense is like, oh my God, is Norman gonna die? Like, no, I don't think so.
But some of the tense, I was worried. Now, I'm worried that at first. In this scene, I kind of get the sense that no, it's not about that. I'm saying in the teaser, though, I thought he was going to kill Norma.
Right. That would have been more suspenseful, sure.
No, regardless.
Oh, no, that's coming eventually. It's coming eventually. Oh, God.
But regardless, I like this. Basically, says he doesn't want to hurt her. And I like how he's doing these, trying to kill himself out of a noble purpose, to save his mother, of all people. He says, I've hurt too many people when I black out. I do things when I black out, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
I've hurt people. And I like how no one kind of figures out here. It says, I blacked out the day my father died, didn't I? Now,
right.
This, I did not see this coming. I did not know this was going to be revealed.
Okay, yeah.
I did not call this, and it says, did I kill my father? Or something along those lines, and it says, Norma says, I'll tell you if you put the gun down.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I thought I was worried she wasn't going to tell him after she got the gun, but
yeah, that would have been a bit cheap.
Yeah. Only thing, she grabs the gun, she puts her head and forehead right against it. It's a great shot too. Again, they're kind of the same person, literally. Great shot. Basically says, "Yes, you did." And then I love this great line. It says, "How can you ask me this? How can you ask me to live after hearing something like that?"
Oh God, yeah.
And then I love Norma's line here. Basically, I will die if you leave. I will die if you leave. You know, we're the same person.
Like I will be like right behind you.
Yeah, basically says I'll die if you leave, Norman. We're the same person. She literally
how
says
true that is. Oh God.
She literally says that line. I think it's important. Like these are things that echo in his mind for years later, deep psychological levels. Really.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah.
The point is, Norman is presented with the fact, yeah, I killed my father, and basically, yeah, you are kind of a monster, but it's not your fault, Norman. And basically, you can't. The reason you can't die is because that's that promise we somewhat made to each other. We're there for each other. We're the same person because we love each other deeply.
Yeah.
It's really great, just showing how kind of deep and darkly connected these two are. He can't kill himself because he doesn't want to kill his mother.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, because she essentially kind of said like, if you do it, I will kill myself right after you. So. Yeah. So you're right. In a way, him not killing himself is saving her.
That's a big theme of Psycho, because basically the willingness not to let go. The whole thing.
Right, sure.
Basically, she won't let go of him, and he won't let go of her, and that's really going to echo later on.
Oh, God, yes. Oh, I'm excited.
Yep. Then, now we're on our big epic final act here, I guess, or moments.
Oh, and I was just, like, biting my nails to see where they were going to end it.
I was so curious how they're going to do it, because if I'm correct here, you were thinking it was going to end on a cliffhanger, weren't you?
I was terrified that literally they were going to end it right when he was being hooked up to the polygraph, and we were going to have to wait the whole damn season for the results.
Because I remember you and I were talking about, well, if they do the gun in the middle, then they have to end with the lie detector. And the question is if they're going to hold it off the next season or not, or if they're going to do lie detector in the middle and then end it with the gun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was the question.
So after a really well-shot breakfast, and I love how it's kind of almost in slow-mo.
Oh, God. And of course, can't mention breakfast without a little Walter Jr. reference, yeah.
Yeah! The point is, it's shot in kind of slow-mo, but then I love how, like, Norma's looking at him, and then Dylan
I love how somber the whole thing is.
Yeah, it's very somber, but also it's like... It
really builds a sense of dread.
Yeah, it does build a sense of dread, and also I love how it's kind of like the family's now back together, but still under dark circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
So again, one has to be driven down when the others are up, or at least somewhat.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely.
Something good happens to somebody, like Dylan's finally happy, and then some bad has happened to everyone else.
Of course, that's just how it works.
But also, I just love like the kind of these ambiguous, really foreboding shots of like Norma looking up, like drinking her coffee, looking at all of worry and concern, but still, I love the way it's shot.
Mm-hmm.
It really feels like just final momentsy type stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Then again, the whole family goes out for a drive. It's a nice little bit. Then Norma extends her hand to Norman while she's driving a nice little bit. With Dylan in behind him, too.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got, oh boy, huge, quite literally, moment of truth.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Now, Norman's been this big thing of truth, and now we're going to see that really come to the fray here.
Oh, God.
And I like how Norman's alone in this scene.
Yeah, basically, and they really do a good sense of, like, I love the shot where they're just walking down that big hallway to get to the actual, the actual polygraph machine.
Oh yeah.
Because it's just, it gives you such a sense of, like, he is physically walking further and further away from Norma down that hallway, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I like the huge foreboding room. It's like just this huge spacious environment.
It's just like this huge, like, just ominous, just, it's like just kind of this, it looked like kind of like a warehouse or a garage or something like that.
Yeah, it has like cages around it.
Right. It was, like, you got the sense that it was, and now I thought that Romero was gonna have the results of this test just be completely off the book, but then he says if the test does come back positive that he killed Blair Watson, he'll have to reopen the case. So I thought that was interesting.
Well, it's either one of two things. It's either one, he's so compelled by the results he will just open the case, or two, that's just him using a scare tactic to make sure that she's gonna bring him there.
Sure. Okay.
One of those two. I'm not sure.
But
I think probably he would open because I guess for some reason I don't know. It's either I don't know if Romero actually would have. I don't know if Romero would actually have opened the case or not out of duty.
Yeah, it's an interesting question. Yeah.
I wonder if Romero genuinely.
That he was mostly doing it just for, of course, for his own, moral fiber, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
But so.
Anyway,
right. Yeah.
So the point is a big foreboding room, which I like. It's kind of spacious, like I guess the recesses of Norman's mind.
Indeed.
Especially if throwing those last shots, it really pays off. This huge, spacious room. But then we get the questions. Your basic questions. What's your name, all that stuff. And I like the choices of questions here because these are stuff we as fans kind of know the answer to. Like, have you ever stolen money? We know he has for Bradley. Have you, ever caused physical harm to somebody? Yes, he has.
Mm-hmm.
And we know now he knows the full extent of that.
And he answers everything honestly.
Then,
God. Of course, the suspense is just through the roof at this point. And when we actually get into the questions, I'm just like, okay, thank God. We're actually getting a little bit, like, that was a relief.
Actually, I got a big treat for you here, Tiki. Okay, listen to this. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Make sure. Okay, listen to, here's the scene, actually. Or at least, here's a part of the scene.
Okay.
The big moment of truth here. It's the big moment.
Did you kill Blair Watson?
Nah. Sorry, people.
So essentially...
No, it's playing. Anyway.
I really like how we don't know his answer one way or another. Because if you think about it, he could have said yes, and then it came up that he was lying about him saying yes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, that's also a possibility.
I doubt it, though. I'm pretty sure he says no.
He says no? Okay. But let's just quickly talk through the ramification of this. Of course, basically it's a loophole. He used his psyche to kind of just, it was like a cheat code for a polygraph test.
Well, what's great about it is that in this moment of true need, he's separated from his mother yet again, kind of calling back to when he was in the box.
Right.
His mother said, I'm always there for you, Norman. And then what her words were just before the thing, saying, we're the same person. Essentially, he blacked out right in that moment. So there's a blackout count for you.
Mm.
He blacks out for a moment. He's like, it's kind of in the moment where he was talking to the imagination of his mother, the projection of his mother, and his mother said, well, what I just played of Norman, you didn't kill. It's funny. I don't want to sound so absorbed here, but I did kind of, as it was happening, I kind of called it.
Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking, I was thinking to myself the whole episode, how is Norman going to get out of this? Then the big question came. I was saying, how is he going to get out of this? Unless... It's like literally as the thing was happening, I was realizing this. I was like, oh yeah, that's the only way it could happen.
Like I said, man, I can really respect a cliffhanger like this where it's really less about, like, oh my god, who got shot or whatever, who killed who.
I thought it was a brilliant way out of it, because that's the only way Norman could get out of this situation. Well, the truth is, we saw, as I mentioned before, in that that previous episode discovery I made, where they have, like, the fading shots of Norman and his mother.
Yeah, exactly.
His mother prompted him to kill him, but maybe, his mother did kill him, and at least the mother in his mind's telling him that she did it, and that's not a lie. She did do it.
Oh, God. Oh,
she motivated it, regardless he couldn't have turned into her when she did the actual kill, more or less.
So essentially, Norman Bates is off of the suspicion of killing Blair Watson. Everything's good, but Norman and Norma getting drawn closer and closer together, and that little psyche problem that Norman has is not going to go away anytime soon. So I like how they just left it completely open. It could literally go anywhere from this point, and I
love how it's like the last shot is one of the best shots. Let me put it this way, okay? So it's a black background. It's great. It's a well-crafted shot. Like it's like the camera's like kind of slowly getting in there, and Norman's just like he's a Freddie Highmore. Oh, he's doing so much with just a look.
Mm-hmm.
He's giving kind of a smile, but more of a look. Just with the eyes, like the intensity coming from the eyes, and like in the background, I love this. The door is open now, like Norman's still sitting there, hooked up to the machines.
Mm-hmm.
And a moment that I just played in there was like Norman just took a moment, like says, "Norman, did you hear the question?" Says, "I'm saying, Norman, yes." Saying, "Did you hear the question?" "No."
"No."
"Did you kill Blair Watson?"
"Yeah, yes."
The great moment there was just it's in the background now. Norman's coming in to, like, get her boy.
Oh, it's such a good note to end off on.
And it's a great shot though. It's like in the back of Norman's. If this is set is Norman's mind, it's all black, kind of like a blackout. And in his mind, you see Norma kind of slowly approaching in the back. Like she's definitely always in the back of his mind. She's like the only light in that room with her silhouette coming through there, and kind of encroaching closer and closer to Norman. And it's just a great shot. And like it's so hard to describe. Just in that last moment, even when he's just talking, before just saying yes, no. All that stuff. It's just it's great. Just looking into the camera. He's turned 1,000% Perkins.
Oh yeah.
He's gone 1,000. He's gone 1,000% Perkins. Like even beyond Anthony Perkins turning into the character.
Yeah. It's funny. It's like I'd say at this point, Freddie Highmore does Anthony Perkins better than Anthony freaking Perkins.
Oh, it's so perfect. That's the only way I can describe it. He's going 1,000% Perkins. Before I said he's going 100% Perkins. Now he's 1,000%.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's astounding. That's an emotional cliffhanger. Like, oh boy, where are they going to go next?
Oh yeah, big time.
Like now the question. Okay, now let's get into season 3 speculation.
Woo, speculation.
Okay, well here's confirmed fact just to start with.
Okay.
Again, bypass will be built. That is confirmed.
I think Christine is definitely going to have a hand in that.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Also, these are the things that are pretty much confirmed.
Okay.
Emma and Norman having a relationship, which I'm happy for.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, this stuff we can just pretty much assume. Oh, well, other thing is pretty much kind of confirmed with this last episode here. Dylan running the drug enterprise. Okay. Caleb returning.
Yeah, I hope they do more with that than they did in this season.
I'm saying if you're gonna let Dylan survive, Caleb.
Exactly.
What did you think of the whole teasing Dylan's survival this season? Do you think it was good?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely got us talking, you know what I mean? I mean, they definitely kind of and at the end of last episode, we had him at a 12% survival chance of making it through the finale, so we were wrong about that. He made it through with flying colors and in a better position than he was all season, so...
Just shows you how suspenseful, how true the suspenseful nature of Hitchcock he can get.
Oh, yeah.
However, I gotta say, I feel like it's such a cop-out saying this, but
what?
I think they're actually really gonna tease a survival next season. Even more so. Follow me on this.
Oh, I would just... Honestly, I hope that Norma is the person who it's like, will they or will they not kill her off? Like, is it going to be the tipping point? Because that every season that goes by, we're left wondering more and more, like, okay, when is it going to get to psycho status?
Yeah. Well,
So-
at least after season 3 is when we'd be around season 3. After season 3 is when we'd be getting in that territory, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, the thing is, I'm saying with Caleb returning, Dylan might be getting like big personal questions about
Oh
himself.
God. I
I'm
gotta
saying if
tell you,
he-
I'd be a little bit annoyed by that. If it's like, oh, is Dylan gonna die again? Ooh.
I'm saying if Dylan gets, like, think about it, just Dylan getting into this big position of power and he's kind of like, things are actually going well for Dylan, then Caleb comes back, throws a wrench into everything, then he gets final closure with this guy, or, again, perhaps, I mentioned this earlier, if somehow Norman goes full blackout, turns Norma, and tries to kill him, and then, like, he saves his father somehow, he dies in the process.
Yeah, I don't know.
Either that or, just Dylan versus Norman.
Right.
I don't know. Perhaps that could be his demise or something. I'm just saying after getting closure with Caleb or something, maybe that's gonna be his last.
Yeah,
chance.
see. Well,
I'm sensing.
We'll definitely get some Caleb action.
I'm gonna call this now. I'm sensing a lot of death next season.
Yeah, I think I
thinking
think you're right on, because this season I don't really think we got a major character death. I mean, outside of like the two villains and Jody, I mean, and those weren't really major characters.
Well, Nick Ford died.
Yeah, but Nick Ford was like kind of the antagonist of the season, so I would have.
Yeah. Good
I
point.
mean, I was rooting for him to survive to the end of the season, but I was kind of expecting him to go out the way he did. I wasn't really surprised with it.
Well, here's something I'm gonna call. I'm gonna call Emma dying next season.
Ooh, that's a bold prediction, my friend.
I'm going to call that. Here's what I think is going to happen. Again, I think death might be a big thing. So, again, with the whole Dylan theory I just laid out for you. And perhaps, if they don't do that, they could just tease it between either Dylan or Norma dying.
Mm-hmm.
The point there. It's Norma's thing's always, it depends how the story goes next season for Norma, but it could happen. But we'll get into that in just 1 second. But to Emma, I think if Emma and Norma are getting closer together, it's like kind of the thing like, oh yeah, I finally get what I want, those two together, but I think I have a sense it's going to be punctuated by tragedy.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm thinking that Emma might either.
I mean, it seems like from the very start, Emma's a character who is written in to be like, okay, at some point she's going to have a really tragic death.
I don't know how, but I mean, there's so many ways it could happen. Like, again, it could happen as the actual Norma does it, or Norman turning into Norma does it. Or it's just an accident.
I personally hope it's just an accident. Like, it's something in the same style as what we saw in The Plunge, except taken to another level. By the way, Cupcake Boy kind of fell off the face of the earth. Do you think he's going to get back?
I was going to mention that. If Emma does die, I'm sure we're going to have the father there, but I think, here's the thing, if Emma's going to be a bigger focus, which now she's being let on the loop, which is another thing that makes me think she's going to die, because she can't know that much.
Right.
Because if we inform someone on the Psychoverse, she's going to have to die. So she knows something big about the past, plus Caleb's going to be a big part of next season. So also Caleb could kill her.
Yeah.
By all means. It could happen. Because think about it, what if she attacks Caleb and then Caleb kills her by accident?
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's something for you.
Do you think Bradley's going to come back next season?
I'm going to get to that. Let me finish
okay,
with
I'm
Emma.
sorry.
Anyway, so the thing is, I think Emma's going to be a bigger focus. I think her father's going to be in there, definitely, physical guy.
Oh, I hope so. I hope so.
I would think that if Emma's going to be a bigger role, and then if Emma's going to be a bigger role, maybe they play with some mentorship. So again, Romero and Dylan kind of having a mentor there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe kind of replay, Emma and Norma having a mentorship there.
Right.
And kind of bring it back with Norman and Emma's father, and you have Emma's father there, so we'd have like a funeral scene.
God, and I really like that dynamic. The one freaking episode it existed on this show.
I'm saying, they could to make Emma's death kind of all the more impactful. You bring
the
father in there.
For sure.
Because we like that. We like that just from one episode, and we like that guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was in there I think he's in the whole series for 2 episodes. But still, you bring him there. Maybe then at the end, now when he's at the funeral, we genuinely feel sad for him.
Yeah, for sure.
And maybe play with that for like a season in the future of Norman bonding with the father even after Emma's passing.
That would be interesting. Yeah, kind of getting even deeper and deeper into his taxidermy.
I think there might be some sort of wrap up with Cupcake Boy wrapping up his story. It could be brief. it could either be a brief wrap-up, just saying, okay, well, yeah, we broke up a Cupcake Boy, or saying, oh, hey, Emma, goodbye.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, hey, Emma, I want to start my own pop field, see you, bye.
Okay,
Or,
thanks,
here's an interesting Breaking Bad way of doing things.
Oh, God, okay.
Cupcake Boy, what if he kind of has a new role in Dylan's organization here?
I'd like that. I think
what
that's
if-
the best way you could handle it.
Like, what if he, if not became the new Dylan, became
Mhm.
just a bigger part of the organization, because he's working for him.
Right,
technically.
right.
And that's going to be Dylan's whole thing, again, him kind of running the organization. So I think I guess Dylan will be the new kingpin.
Oh, yeah.
With Romero also assisting him there. Also, you have Remo's kind of, if not Remo being the Zane of the group, if not him being Dylan or Zane.
Well, I think Remo's just going to be Dylan's, like, right-hand man. I don't...
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, if the new hierarchy is, like, Dylan's the boss, then I guess right under that would be... It goes like Jody, Zane, then Dylan, then I guess it would be Dylan... I guess it would be Romero, Dylan, then Zane. So, Dylan, Romero, then...
Dylan, Romero, Remo.
I guess.
Little Bates Motel power rankings.
Regardless, yeah, I think Remo's going to be bigger in next season. Just him now, he's in this...
I hope so, man, because he's definitely been, like, the one side character that you and me have both really latched onto.
And I'm sensing that something bad's going to happen. If not kill Dylan, some bad stuff's going to happen to Dylan with this new change. I'm thinking, like, for the first half of the season's going to be good things going well for Dylan, then towards the end things are going to be really bad for Dylan.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're going to hold off introducing Caleb or not, but regardless, I think at some point it's just going to be... I get a sense Remo's going to die next season, which kind of makes me say that. Like, if things are going to go south, I think like he's going to experience...
I really thought Remo was, like... I thought he was as dead as Steve Gomez was. You know, a couple episodes this season, so I don't know. The fact that he survived this season makes me think maybe.
I don't know, I'm thinking like if Dylan gets in this position of power, it's gonna be kind of like the first guy that died. Remember his first partner that got shot in the neck?
Sure.
I'm thinking it's gonna be like
yeah, but like I'm saying, I'm surprised that hasn't happened to Remo already.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's going to happen this season now. Dylan's kind of in a comfortable position. Like, his only sense of normalcy in this thing's going to die.
Okay, fair enough.
So perhaps that, in terms of Bradley, yeah, I think Bradley's going to return.
You think she'll show up? Yeah.
I think she'll show up. Otherwise, however, to be fair, there's a chance they might not bring her back. They could always just leave her out of it. TV does work that way sometimes. You can't always work in a favor.
I hope that's not the case.
I hope that's not the case, but here's something that could be
like,
interesting.
I don't mind Cody not coming back because Cody filled her role perfectly fine, you know? And she kind of just was like, okay, just see ya, you know? But, I mean, frickin' Bradley, she left under such, like, weird circumstances. It's like, the end of episode 1, you literally thought, like, if not the whole season, at least, like, the first half of the season was going to pretty much be all about Bradley kind of turning into into a psychopath. So it's like, I don't know.
But here's something. Now again, I think Emma's going to be with Norman. So here's a potential theory to run by you.
Mm-hmm.
What if Bradley develops a relationship with Dylan?
Oh boy.
And Norman might have some resentful feelings about that, despite the fact he's with
I
him.
hope not. Oh god.
Well,
first of all, I don't think, like, can Bradley even show her face in White Pine Bay?
Well, look, if we're operating under that, then Bradley's not coming back. Okay, so we gotta that's the only way we're gonna get her back. She's gonna break that rule.
Yeah, I know. Oh god.
I'm saying.
I'm still hoping it's Marion Crane. I'm still hoping Bradley comes back as Marion Crane.
I don't know. I think she'll recognize Norman if she does that, though.
Yeah.
It'll be like, what if Marion Crane has to be a stranger? That's the whole. I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know this, but I'm saying though, if Bradley were to come back, she could come back, and Emma would just be now she's let on the loop. Then she's told that, oh yeah, Bradley's alive.
Mm-hmm.
Then I guess Emma would have some feelings about it. How would you keep that from me? It was a life or death matter. I don't know, something like that. Otherwise, she's not coming back. I don't know how to bring her back if she's not going to be with Dylan. I'm saying Dylan's far enough away from Emma and the people that know she's dead to be like Dylan and Norman know she's are the only people technically that know that she's she's alive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they think her death. So I'm saying then again, all the danger's gone for Bradley, so she could, in theory, return under a new identity.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Okay.
So we're not sure. So we'll see with Bradley, but it could be nice to see her return and then wrap up that story.
For sure. For sure.
Possibly, you know. It will cause rifts, definitely, but I'm thinking maybe pair up with Dylan, because now Dylan's girlfriend's dead, you know.
Oh, God. That's the thing. I am so glad that Jodie's dead, because I really wasn't a Jodie fan at all. I thought that...
I thought she was okay.
I thought that the idea of the character was interesting. I just didn't really think they did a lot with it. Outside of like, oh yeah, she just kind of, she kind of just became like another Blair Watson. It's like the whole point of her character was like, hey, guess what? She sleeps around a lot.
Well, you know, to be fair, you can only do so much within 10 episodes.
Yeah, true. Well,
to be fair, I mean, they got a lot crammed in the season, crammed well, but some things had to suffer. Anyway, so again, so I'm thinking with Emma's big role, she's gonna die, and that's gonna cause ramifications and bring her father back.
Right.
Let me see here. Oh yeah, potential death. I mentioned that with Dylan, and I guess with Norma. Norma, again, potential for Norma dying. We kind of mentioned this already, but you know, she's the only person that's safe in this entire series is Norman.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Everyone else on the chopping block, but I think again, Norma and Dylan are going to be kind of the question: is will they die? I think especially for Dylan, because if Caleb is coming back, something's going to happen.
Right.
I'm saying if Caleb's coming back, I think Dylan's going to have to really face something, and again, perhaps might die because of Caleb. And if they wrap up Caleb's story, I think he might die. So his survival will really be in question next season. If not, after a while, I don't think it's going to be like the whole running thing. I think when Caleb gets introduced, then we're going to be curious if he's going to die or not.
Okay.
But Norma, in terms of Norma, if the whole big thing will be like Norman bonding with his mother, truly becoming connected, we might. Well, now there's going to be more time with it. More time has passed. I might be a little more okay with it. So, you know, like the whole him turning fully into his mother.
True.
I gotta say, within these last 3 episodes, I like how they've been seeding that in.
Yeah.
Better than
definitely.
when they did. I think with Caleb, they still did it too fast.
Yeah, I mean, especially because it never came back or paid off at all. It was just sort of like, oh, okay, that happened.
I don't know. I just think they were like a little too blatant about it, like just him turning into his mother. I like just the subtlety they did when he turned in. Well, he was like he's like so deeply connected to his mother. I like that more than when he turns fully into her.
Yeah, I agree with you. There.
Season 3 might win me over more on that, but we'll see. Here's my big question, or here's the huge question I gotta ask.
Okay.
Okay, so the big thing that they could toy with is, in Psycho, we don't know how much Norman knows about his crimes, but in this, like in the movie Psycho, we don't know if Norman knows that he kills people.
Sure.
Verbatim. He got rid of the bodies after marrying Crane at first. So we don't know. We don't know how much he knows. I'm trying to think. Like, is he Norma when he gets rid of the bodies in Psycho?
I don't know. That's a good question.
That's the thing. Like, I don't know. I think he might be Norman getting rid of the bodies, though. So I mean, he might know a little more than we think he knows.
But it could just be like.
Because at the end, it's like he has to fly out.
Cleaning up for Mother. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And regardless, it's a question like worth getting into his next season. Like how much, because he gives that look at the end. The question is like, I'm going to do. He gives it kind of that look and almost a smile. Of I know what I do now. So that's a big interesting question we should talk about. Like, you know, now that Norman knows what he does, where do we go from there? Like, how's he going to kill more people?
Right.
Like, who is his next victim going to be? I assume Caleb. If not Caleb, then Dylan. Enough.
Oh boy.
That's the only thing I can think of. Like the big dramatic thing to do with Caleb, other than just Norman just straight up killing him.
Sure.
So, yeah, but again, this bypass though. In terms of Christine, I mentioned Christine being the major antagonist.
Yeah.
So if George somehow tries to mend the bridge with Norma, then Norman could kill him. Perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that some of Highmore's best acting came out of the sheer tension that he had with George in the room. I mean, that was some good stuff. So
I can just feel the hate brimming off him.
So I do hope that George comes back into the picture somehow.
Christine might be the big bad guy again. Just kind of.
I don't necessarily think she's going to be the main antagonist. I think she's going to be like, kind of like maybe like. fill in Zane's role this season of just kind of like a thorn in the side of one of the main characters. But
No,
yeah, I
here's
think she'll
something.
definitely be in there.
I got an idea for you.
Mm-hmm.
Here's an argument for you why she could be the big bad guy. You know what she could do? What if she somehow, like again, as I mentioned, Christine, the only thing I can think to do with her yet, because this is all the information we really have on her,
Right.
is she wants, she just wants total control of things, and if she doesn't get away, she's going to make anyone who stops that suffer.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way I can think to make it really interesting. Other than let's get new information.
Sure.
It's like a vibe battle we got. We got the vibe through the whole season. But here's an idea. What if she does digging on Norma?
Ooh.
And what if she finds out about Caleb and she brings Caleb back and pays
Okay.
him money for his thing, gives him money for his motel?
Okay, I see where you're going with that. But yeah,
And just says, I just want you back for my high society parties. Like she's bringing there under pretense just to make Norma uncomfortable.
Especially because it's like really Norma's whole thing with those people is one big lie. I mean, I'm sure George has probably told Christine about Norma's whole breakdown regarding like, no, I'm not who you think I am. I didn't even graduate high school and blah blah blah.
What I'm thinking, if George is peeved about that and he told her all that, then Christine is armed with a plethora of information there, and she's. I think Christine's main plot with the bypass is going to be, and again, it is irrational, mind you. I think that's the thing about the character. She might be deep down crazy because of that control, and again, parallel could be Norma becoming more controlling as a result of this woman.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's put in a position of ultimate weakness, and that she made a friend, and that turned south.
Right.
Bad. South Pacific.
Oh.
But think about it. Like Norma made herself vulnerable, which is something she doesn't like to do, given Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, like she's going to try and crush Norma's form of life in this place. Like she's going to try to ruin her business completely. I'm saying like spread rumors, you name it.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
and maybe even, well, God forbid, mention the big secret with Caleb.
Oh boy.
And maybe that's because she's going to toy with Norma the whole season saying that, and perhaps, one of two things here. Perhaps either Norma or Norman seeing the result of how Norma's feeling about this woman, Norman goes full blackout and kills her.
I could see that, yeah, for sure.
Well, there's an idea. So Christine could possibly be the big bad guy.
All right. Good theory.
So, yeah, and again, I don't know how much like Norman's going to know about things, like if he consciously will try to. That's my big question for season. Like, how much Norman knows and what he's going to do with that knowledge now. That
I think that's definitely the intent of like where they left things off. Is like, okay, like what is Norman going to do now? Like, what is his psyche even reacting to at this point? Like, what is real? What is not real? Oh man.
I got a great idea for an episode.
Yeah.
Either for a main point or in like kind of a really creative fly type episode. What if for the whole episode we were in blackout mode for moments in Norman's past?
Oh, that would be great.
So I'm saying, remember that moment where he was in the closet when they're both hiding from the abusive father?
Yeah.
What if we saw that full moment play out?
Oh, yes.
Or more moments of that scene. Like I assume maybe even open the season like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like we see Norman's obviously he's bothered by the fact he killed his father, and we're going to see the ramifications of how he feels with the fact that he blacks out, and maybe at the end of it he's going to be kind of either okay with it or he's trying to block it out.
Right.
And the whole thing with that could be he sees his blackouts as kind of a good thing. He kills bad people, usually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he actually thing is he kills bad people because Blair Watson was a child predator.
Sure.
And maybe Norma, in his mind, is kind of like his guide through this blackout history.
Yeah,
and she's saying, oh, Norman, they deserved it. Look at what they did. They're monsters.
Oh, boy, it's kind of like Harry and Dexter.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Perhaps maybe at a halfway point or something, if they hold off to it to a halfway point, the ending would be a realization you have to kill Caleb after what he's done to me, what he's done to us. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think it's safe to say Norman will probably definitely be killing at least one person next season, so.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, you think we can wind down the speculation? Any other points you want to cover?
No, regardless, I think with the introduction of Caleb, he's going to black out a few more times, so I think he's going to be really blacking out next season.
Okay. Okay.
I think that might. Romero again. So, any thoughts on Romero you have?
Well, like I said, I just want him to just refine his catchphrases more and more. I think he's definitely going to be like the Gordon to Dylan's Batman this season. I think that's the best way to put it.
It's like a really corrupt Gordon, though.
Yes.
Like, what if Gordon was corrupt yet awesome?
Oh, God. Well, Gordon is awesome, but...
Well, Gordon is also awesome, but I'm saying Gordon's not corrupt, though.
Yeah.
I don't know, like something... I don't know,
Romero's crosses a line. I think he's less corrupt than most people in the town.
Any thoughts to new bad guys?
New bad guys, new villains.
Because I'm thinking, remember, Romero did have that awesome line saying, well, the next person that gets here might not want to follow, but might not get it.
Mm-hmm. So I hope we don't get just another Zane where it's like, oh my god, it's an unpredictable drug guy.
Well, I'm not thinking that, but I'm thinking, like, there is a giant power vacuum, and he is right. And the whole purpose of Dylan running the thing is to keep the economy flowing. So that's what I'm sure Romero's thinking to himself, well, with the drug culture dying out, that means that basically any dealer on the street is pretty much going to be in control of this town.
Right, absolutely.
So he needs Dylan as his drug kingpin to rule the place, otherwise the place is going to go into chaos, go to heck. So Romero's being smart about that. So again, Romero's going to be the real sheriff. I think what could be interesting with Romero, in addition to being Dylan's mentor, is if he really is put to his, like, he earns the title sheriff next season.
Mm-hmm.
And, two things about Romero real quick.
Yeah.
It could be really neat to see maybe either a flashback or just a little scene between him and Norman or something to find out why he's so sympathetic towards Norman.
Okay, yeah. That's
Not just the fact that he sees he's a nice kid, but I'm thinking, again, my theory, I got no credence towards this, but I'm thinking maybe he was violated as a child by an adult or something.
Right, okay.
Perhaps,
okay.
And that kind of ties him into Norma, perhaps, if he does find out about Norma's thing with Caleb. And if they do reveal that at some point, that could be a thing that connects them more. And a relationship between Romero and Norma. But regardless, I think either that or just showing like the young Romero working in the town. Maybe with that power vacuum, we see like Dylan asking, well, what were things like before the drug dealers? And then maybe we see a young Romero in a flashback or something, kind of earning his rank in the town. Or let's just give Romero a spin-off.
Oh yeah. I think
that's just what I'm talking about, pretty much.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and close the book on speculation for season 3.
Well, don't forget we have stuff to count.
Oh, I know. But I'm sure once we start getting trailers and everything, which won't be for a while, which won't be for several months at the very least. Once we start getting trailers, we can do some more speculation videos.
There was one last speculation I had.
Yeah.
I mentioned, and this is pretty stupid though, but it's hear me out though. I did mention Norma potentially being pregnant way in the beginning of season. Now, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I am saying this.
If it's Zach Shelby's kid at this point, then my God, is that a prolonged pregnancy?
No. Look. Remember, it's only from when it happens with Shelby, 4 months pass, and given she's petite. She only has a month before she starts the show.
Well, how long?
That's the thing.
How long of a time period did season 2 take place?
Well, that's the thing. I'm thinking that's within the month. So here's the only way I think there's any credence left in it.
I think season 2 took place at least over a course of about 3 months.
Oh, you sure?
Because we saw a whole summer. Think about it.
Well, we did see summer, but it was vague on the season change. Remember?
Yeah.
Then again, it is a lot of leaves in at the end when Norman's chasing Norma.
That's what I'm saying.
You got a point there, so you might be right about it. But regardless, I don't know. Maybe if they do play it as an inconsistency, if the only way there's any credence in it, I'm just saying that it's pretty much not going to happen.
We don't need a baby in the show. For God's sakes, every drama show ever has a baby, and it's never warranted, and we don't need one in this one either.
Look, I'm just saying one last thing. The only way there's any credence left in it, just kind of poke holes in my own thing, is if the next season only takes place like within like a few weeks of where we left off this season at the beginning.
Yeah.
But sorry, what?
I said that'd be interesting.
Yeah, that's the only way there's any credence. Otherwise, you can pretty much just shoot it down completely. Because it was kind of weird they had the conversation while she's at the lady doctor. That's the only reason I even had the
Yeah,
pregnancy
I know,
theory.
I know. Yeah, it was...
But plus, I'm thinking there's a lot of things that kind of shoot it down.
I mean, to me, and we discussed this, I believe, that the episode that happened. But to me, the gynecologist thing was only there to kind of be like, you know, kind of a reminder of the sexual tension between Norma and Norman.
Maybe. So you're probably right about that. But yeah, the other thing is they kind of shoots down my pregnancy theory. Just last I'll say about it is that well, don't get me wrong, again tie into the whole Caleb thing. Cause that's the only way there's any story to tell worth in it. But I mean, Norman did kick her in the stomach though.
Yeah.
It's like kind of. It was in the kind of the stomach chest, so I don't know like where.
I don't know, man.
Regardless,
you're really stretching it.
I know.
You're really grasping at straws here.
I'm saying I'm pretty much saying now it's a no-show, but there's like a very slim chance of it. I'm doubting it, but I'm just making reference to the outlandish theory. And what
Okay.
That's all. I just wanted to say that.
So with that, my friend, are you ready to move on to the grand finale of this whole 10-episode thing that we've been doing?
Sure. But one last thing about coins, just to bring up. We flipped a coin about Norma's survival last episode, and it turned up heads, and that she'll survive. So it worked out, by the way. Should we go through Dylan's survival chart though, like his percentage?
Well. Yeah, like I said, I mean, I don't have all the percentages in front of me. Like I said, last episode we had him at a 12%, and this.
Well, what's our percentage for this episode?
What you mean? What's our percentage for him to survive into this next season?
Well, I mean, just like what was the percentage just going into this episode? Like, what did it look like?
12%. 12%.
I know going into. I mean, like during the episode, would you say it raised just because of the fact he survived, or like should we count like when it looks scary for him?
Well, I definitely think it raised. I definitely think he's got over a 50% chance to survive next season.
I might rank it at 40% for next season.
Okay.
Going into it again, if Caleb comes back, I'm gonna say 40%.
Okay, fair enough.
If not, then I'll go 50 with you.
Yeah. Okay.
And Norman's blackout's at 4, right?
Yeah. 5 for season 1, 4 for season 2.
And season 3, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Oh god. All right, so let's get into it.
Okay, well, turn the drawers around so we can have a guess.
Okay, well, hold on. Let me first say, at the first episode, Gone But Not Forgotten, we didn't officially start the coin counter then. The coin counter became a thing in between episodes 1 and 2, so for those keeping score at home, and I'm sure there are plenty of you who are just like, okay, I'm going to count up every coin that they ever put in and just make sure it's accurate. For those keeping score at home, yeah, episode 1 is not included. And also, I just might say, I have gone through a great deal to preserve these jars, BlueDragonFive. I have literally taken these jars across towns with me to different houses to do these shows. So I take these jars very seriously.
We still need another one too for next season.
Oh, next season we're gonna have plenty more. But
if we don't have plenty more, we should at least have 3 for 3 seasons. Get it?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So before I hold it up to the camera for you so you can get a good look at it, I'm going to flip a coin. And we will decide, based on the coin toss, who goes first. Whoever wins the coin toss gets to decide if they want to go first or if the other person goes first, okay? All right, and I have my my Haunted Mansion Holiday coin.
Oh, nice.
I know, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, Jack Skellington.
So Jack Skeleton will be heads. Haunted Mansion will be tails. So, all right, you ready? Call it in there.
All right. Mansion.
You got it.
All right, Mansion. I would like to go second.
Second. Okay. So let me look at this. I feel like I kind of have just an advantage just because these things have literally been right in front of me this whole time. So you know what? I'm not gonna hold them up or anything. I'm just gonna go based on just Okay, so Breaking Bad. Let's see. We can go 79 on Breaking Bad. For Norman, I'm gonna go. Let's go an even 60 for Norman. So 79 on Breaking Bad, 60 for Norman. All right.
Okay, now hold up the jars and turn around from the label. So the label should be facing you.
All right, I got it.
Yeah, hit me. Which one are you hitting me with first?
Okay, so this is the Breaking Bad jar.
Yeah, that's a Breaking Bad. Okay,
Yeah.
let me see.
Yeah.
10, 20, 30, 40. 20. Hold it for a few more moments. Just like hold it at 10, 10, 20. 70. Okay.
Okay. Now the Norma jar.
All right. 20. It's a little. Center it a little more. There you go. There, right in front of your face. It's perfect. Yeah.
Keeping the sound on me. Keeping the sound. Okay, you ready?
Okay. Breaking Bad. I'm gonna say 80.
Oh, going one. Oh, you're pulling the prices right. $1.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. I thought you said 70. So I thought you said 75.
No, I said 79.
Okay. Actually, for Breaking Bad, give me 85.
85? All right.
85 for Breaking Bad, and for Norman, you know. For Norman, give me unknown. So I'm just thinking in my head for a moment here. Give me 65 for Norman. 65. What did you say? What did you say for Norman?
I got around 60 for Norman. So you want to do 65?
Give me. Oh, I hate to sound like a cop out, but give me 62.
62. Okay.
Give me 62.
Interesting.
Either 62 or 63. Give me 63.
63. All right, locked in. Okay, so should we make this like Price is Right? Whoever gets it closest without going over?
I guess I was thinking whoever gets closest, but.
Okay, so you don't want to have the whole going over thing.
Well, if we're going over, then nobody wins.
Well, if we both go over, then it's just whoever's closest.
Yeah, so whatever, it's just whoever's closest.
Okay, so whoever's closest. All right, fair enough. All right, which one do you want me to start with?
Let's start with Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. All right. I'm going to go ahead and so you can get. Oh my God!
I'm scared now.
You should be okay.
Camera. Oh, there we are.
There we go. There it is. There it is. All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the horrible cinematography there. All right.
You don't belong on Bates Motel.
I don't belong on YouTube. But I'm here anyways.
Well, I'm saying you can't be a cinematographer for Bates Motel. You can't work this camera.
Yeah, and like I said, I can't even work a camera enough to do YouTube, and yet I do it. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to count it out. Just to go quickly, I'm going to count it out by 5, okay?
Why don't you count it out by 10? Okay, 5's fine. Count it by 5, sorry.
Okay, so 5. 10. 15. 20. 45. 30.
Mr. Salmon.
35. 45.
Bring me a dream, bum bum bum. Na, 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 Bradley's in the basement. Da, da, da.
Pick 5. All right, getting up there. Getting up there. 5.
Da, da, da,
60.
da, da, da.
65.
Dylan may die, but we don't know yet. Da, da.
Okay, there's 70. I definitely think that we were low on our marks. Okay. So you said 85, I said 79, so I think you're going to be right, because I think it's going to be higher than either of what we predicted.
Oh, yeah, how much is it?
75. 80. Okay, yeah, you definitely win. 85, and we have a, okay, I'm just going to count these up really quick. So we're at 85 right now. 90.
Mr. Sandman.
95.
Mitch Watson's dead. Lights are over.
So that's $1. We're officially at $1.
Yay! Let's buy Dylan a soda.
Woohoo! Yeah, he definitely deserves it.
You know, Ford in his death, I gotta say, the guy was pretty cheap.
Yeah. 110. All right, I'm getting down to the last few here. 110. 115. 117 Breaking Bad references, BlueDragonFive. What do you think of that?
116?
117. This season, from episodes 2 to episode 10, we have made 117 Breaking Bad references.
You gotta write these down so we can keep track for next season.
Okay, I will.
117.
Yeah, doesn't that just blow you?
I didn't think it was gonna be that high.
Okay, wait. Like, so that's 9 episodes. What's 117 divided by 9? Like, I want to know, like, the average.
I didn't know there was gonna be math.
Oh God, I want to know the average of how many there were. So let's see.
I don't know. When I was figuring, I figured like 10, in the range of 8 to 10 per episode.
Oh God.
That's what will inform my guess.
All right. So then you ready for the Norma jar or the Norman jar? Norman!
Don't count those yet.
Don't count them?
Should we not count them?
Why would we not count them?
I don't know. Okay. Let's
We've been
count.
building up to it all season. We have
we have to guess again.
Why do we have to guess again?
Well, because we just named 2 more.
Oh. Okay.
What were our guesses?
60 and 63, and I think both of ours were like way lower. So I'm gonna go like maybe like I don't know. I'm gonna go like 90 on this. Seeing as how the last one turned out.
Well, describe to me how the jar feels. How on a scale of 1 to 10, how heavy is it?
I don't know, maybe like a 6. I don't know.
Okay, well, hold it up and turn.
Question.
Okay, hold it up and turn it to the side.
All right.
No, side. There you go, like that. Hold it like that. Okay, a little down, a little more. Okay, no, up. Like tilt it. Other way. Perfect. Stop. Okay, hold it. I said 63, right?
Yeah.
That's what I said. Okay, I actually increased mine to. What was your guess just now?
90.
Your guess is 90.
Please don't prices right me.
I'm trying not to. Okay, I'm genuinely making a guess here.
Okay.
Let me see. Give me $1.10.
$1.10. All right, sounds good. All right. So
I'm sorry, $5. $5.
$5. Okay.
Give me $5.
Okay. There we go. There it is. Oh, yeah. Look at it in all its glory. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's do this. Oh, boy. You want me to count by 10 so it's quicker? BlueDragonFive? Hello? Okay, well. I'm just going to count from 10. 10. BlueDragonFive, you there? Hello? Uh-oh. Well, folks, I think we lost BlueDragonFive, but let's figure out how many Norman references we made. That's 10. 20. 30. 40. 50. Oh, there you go. 60. Let me try and invite him back in, I guess. I have no idea what happened right there. Sorry about that. Ah. Hey. Hey, you there?
Hello?
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. What happened?
I have no idea, but I'm at 60 so far.
You're at 60.
Yeah. Okay, 70. 80. Okay. There's 90. Getting close, getting close. And there's your dollar. BlueDragonFive, you were off by 3 cents. It's $1.08.
Wait, hold it. Hold it. One. Hold that thought. So you say it's by 3?
Yeah.
I don't know about that, Tiki. You were saying?
Those are empty at this point, BlueDragonFive, and we are not filling them up again until next season.
Darn it!
They are gone. They are gone. They are. Oh, look at that. Look at that. And yeah, look how much bus money I have to look forward to. Yeah. Whoa.
Oh boy. So we said Norman.
Yeah.
How many times?
108. 108.
Wait, 108.
Yeah, 108.
Oh wait, I said 105, Tiki.
Yeah. So you're 3 cents off.
Oh, well that means I got it though.
Hey, I'm sorry. Oh my God, this camera, Jesus. Oh, there we go. There we go. Look at all that bus money. Ha 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 ha. Oh yes. Look at it. Look at it. Do you see it, Eli? Do you see it? Do you see the straw, Eli? Sorry.
Yeah, that means I got it though, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It means yeah. Oddly enough, you won both of them, even though I was in actual possession of both of the jars. So well done. Well done.
It's amazing. We've said Norma, so 108 times for Norma.
Mm-hmm.
Norman, I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
I got Norma on the brain now.
And for Breaking Bad, it was 117.
It's not even a show.
Okay, so I'd say that wraps us up for this season, Blue Dragon 5. But we do have one very special extra talking Mrs. Bates before we close out and wait till season 3. You want to tell the audience about that?
Okay, folks. So, hopefully this Sunday, this Mother's Day, we will be counting down. What was our number? Is it 10?
Yeah, 10. 10
Our top 10 Norma Bates moments.
Yeah, Mother's Day special. Woo!
Our favorite moments with everyone's lovable psychopathic mother.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, that'll be a blast. Can't wait for that.
And you know, I can't think of a better way to close it out than with the simple phrase.
Yes, yes. And also, might I just add right at the very end, I'd say it's safe to say for those of you who enjoyed our little TV vlogs we've been doing, stay tuned in the fall because Blue Dragon 5, are we planning on doing Gotham? Is that something you want to do?
No, I don't mind it, but you're not too well versed in Batman, are you?
I think I'm well versed enough to really enjoy the show. I think we could have some good
I'm just saying we have another show about the animated series. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, okay, well that's up to you.
I don't mind it. It's your call. I'm just saying.
I'd like to do it. I think we could get some good, but we'll talk about that more. But the show we're really definitely going to do, that'll probably be on before Bates Motel season 3 is Better Call Saul.
Oh yeah, we're definitely doing.
Oh yeah. So if you guys liked our vlogs for this and actually want to see us talk about something Breaking Bad related and not just reference Breaking Bad 170
You know, it would be
times.
funny if on that show we had if we had a Bates Motel joke.
Bates Motel counter? Oh hell yes! Oh yes, that's happening.
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh god. All right.
Yeah.
So one more Norman just to round out the night. Blue Dragon 5.
Oh yeah, but which one?
Oh, I don't know. There's so many.
I know. Okay. Let me. I'll go with the classic one.
All right.
All right. The thing is, I have to. So real quick, you gotta get it up there. Okay, it should be this one, right? Let's see, 1, 2. Silly. Okay, 1, 2. It should be this one. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Perfect. All right. Thank you guys for watching and sticking with us. And, yeah, hope you guys had a good time checking into the Bates Motel with us. And until then, hope you guys check out.
Yeah.